Hello, welcome. Nobody's watching. Nobody comes to my live. I'm alone again. Sometimes I feel like no one likes my panels. Okay, we got two people in here. We have any chat? Oh, yay! Ope's here. Rod Plum, long time no see, bro. Welcome back. There's CCC spokesman. Cat Eyes Dance Monkey Dance. Is NVCap live? Can somebody tell me if NVCap is live, please? Oh, fuck. Hold on. Shit. Fuck. All right, let me go see if. I don't think Ryan really gives a shit if I go live. I just would have been happy to chat with Ryan for a little bit. All right, I'm going to post the StreamYard right there. Now, anybody who wants to, hi, Sugar. Oh, what's up, Mrs. Toe and Mr. Toe? Good to see y'all. Yeah, Kat, I was actually, I don't know you well enough, but I did want to reach out in private if, Ryan said, fuck you, Ray. I'm sure that's exactly what happened. Kat, if you want to come up here and tell us what happened with the church and the cops today, you're more than welcome. I'm sure that a couple of people would. There's good old Bill. Bill says gay. I think a lot of us would like to hear. It took some stones what you did today, Kat. Since I was born, staying live, staying live. Even though NV Cap's online, I'm gonna staying alive, staying alive. Oh, she's gonna get her headphones. All right, cool. We got a catch a creep exclusive. Bill did enough coke to turn gay. Oh shit, that's fucking funny. Um, that's super weird. When I opened up YouTube, it didn't see it. Did not. Nobody popped up live. They are definitely fucking us. No, Cat is not lioness. Bill. No, Cat is catch a creep. Lioness is just a decoy. So catch a creep. That's Cat. We've seen her face. She's gone live. She did a catch. She went to the church today. I'll let her tell the story. If Ryan wants to come over here, Ryan's more than welcome. Or if you guys want me to shut down the live, I can go over to Ryan's. It's really up to y'all. I don't know how Bill Powell fucking does panels by himself. I make myself laugh, but Cat blocked me. Okay, that's cool. For some reason, I don't think that's true. There's the link, Cat.
Hi.
There she is.
No, I think
What's
they
up?
were singing the song, is what I think she was doing.
What's
I think
going
they were
on there?
singing. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Can you
Hi.
hear me?
Yeah. Look at your pretty face.
I'm a middle-aged guy with a beard, but
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut because I was told I need a filter.
No, just
um, no, you're adorable and I adore you. So it is what it is. No, so on top of all of the chaos and craziness that I had going on today, whenever I got back to town, I'm just going to jump forward in this story real quick. I'll fill everybody back in with the rest of it in a second, but I'm actually going to drain broccoli too while I talk to you about this. But so I had somebody else come forward out of the church. Okay, let me back the story up. You know the church that I've been bragging on, they've been cooperative and whatever.
yes.
So they're being cooperative, I think, because they don't want me on their heels. But one of their victims has come forward today, and it's not even the same dude. It's the main preacher that I've been bragging on. He's covering a bunch of shit up. Yeah, will you put cheese on the broccoli while I'm doing this so I don't have to? Okay, handed dinner off to the teenager. Okay, yeah. So today we decided, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm not even looking at the chat either. Today we went to the church, huh? I want to hear. I can't hear them on StreamYard turn on your YouTube. It's on Sweet Baby Ray's page. One. My daughter's wanting to watch too. No, I need a filter because I want to say dirty things to Ray, and he's married, and I can't do that because I don't want to piss his wife off, is what I meant. And Ray's gone. The fucking barbecue sauce? No. No, not the barbecue sauce. Ray, how does my daughter find your channel?
At Sweet Baby Ray 42.
At Sweet Baby Ray 42. Okay, so I printed off a bunch of flyers and we went out to the church today to post them on the cars because that is the church where the original victim had come forward from. And so I figured that there were more victims out there that regardless if they had moved on from the church or if they had stopped going there or whatever.
Just really quick, in case anyone doesn't know who you are yet, this is Kat from Catch a Creep. She did her first, now that you're giving the backstory, just in case anybody misses it, as quick as possible, let them know who you exposed and why you're back at the church.
Okay, so I exposed a youth minister who is, he works at a church, or he worked at a church here close to me in Oklahoma City. Well, the church that I went to today is the previous church that Cat Eyes. That's my public. Yeah, that's my personal YouTube. That's not my page. Just by the way, but thank you. So the original church that the dude worked at, I had contacted them too because that's where the original victim had came from. So I had contacted them to let them know you need to speak to your congregation. People are coming forward. These people deserve to know. Well, that preacher's been super standoffish to me. Okay. So he wouldn't really share with the congregation what was going on or whatever. And so Kat takes it upon herself to go to work and print 100 flyers that have this dude's picture, a QR code to the catch, a brief little statement on that he was exposed, trying to meet a child, and that if victims needed to come forward with my email address, my Catch a Creep email address. And we were just going to stick them under the windshield wipers on the cars at the church real quick. Well, a couple of days ago, I contacted the sheriff out there to let them know that what I was doing, that I was going out there, that I was going to post flyers. There is a law or whatever that says that I have to have a permit to pass out flyers. But the only reason that I have to have a permit to pass out flyers is if I am a business and I'm selling something, in which I didn't fall into that category. So they told me, don't worry about that, and that I should be fine. And I asked them, what is my legal right? If I'm met with resistance, what's the deal going to be? Well, that church is watching me on my channel, and I don't care. I'll still tell them everything that I say. I'm not hiding anything. I'm here to expose the truth. And so the church is watching me. So me and Super K and his wife went out there today, and we scoped the church first. We did around. We went and actually had dropped a few flyers off at a couple of businesses there. We were trying to wait on everybody to get into congregation, like out of Sunday school and into Sunday service.
Did we lose you? Welcome
Okay,
back.
sorry about that. My phone rang and it completely bumped me out of the live. But so we were just gonna drop some flyers real quick, and um, so we watched this dude walk out into the parking lot, and he circled the parking lot. He walked all the way through the parking lot, and you could see him looking like he was looking for us. Well, another benefit of my black on black truck is that my windows are just as blacked out as the rest of my truck is. And so, like, even standing directly in front of my truck, you can't see anybody sitting in my truck or anything. I probably should have turned my truck off because that gave it away that we were sitting in it or whatever. But the dude came and he came up to the truck and he's like, "Who are you?" Like he's in his cop mode at this time. In which whatever. And that preacher actually ended up reaching back out to me this afternoon, and he sent me this little flyer that they had in the morning announcement or whatever, stating that things had come up, blah blah blah, whatever. I don't believe anything that comes out of any of their mouths at this point because they're all full of it. But so when I was sitting in the parking lot, I rolled down the window. This dude like walked up to the window, so I rolled down the window, and he's like, "Who are you?" I'm like, "Well, who are you?" You know. He was like, "Well, you just need to stay right here. The cops are on their way." I was like, "The cops know that I'm here. I talked to them yesterday, you know." And he's like, "You didn't talk to me." And I was like, "Well, are you a cop?" You know, he was in cop mode. I guess he's a prior cop out there. He used to be a cop or something out there. I don't know. I don't give a flying fuck. But um, so we're sitting there, and Super K's like, "Fuck this, drive off." I was like, "You know what? You're right. Yeah, because if the cops come and I'm sitting on the property, then I'm more likely to be in the wrong." So I literally pull out of the church parking lot and into there is a Native American youth center or whatever it is right across the street from the church. And so I just pulled into there. We didn't even get pulled into the parking spot before I heard the police sirens coming. And like we couldn't even see the cops at this
So
point. And
you're telling me that they showed up with lights and sirens?
yeah, yeah,
Wow. Okay.
yeah. Um,
You, you
so
you you honestly look like a terrifying woman. I can see how you strike fear into the hearts of law enforcement.
Well, the female cop, the female sheriff that was on duty knew that I was coming. Her superior had called her the day before whenever I talked to him and told him, "Look, she's peaceful. This is what she's going to do. She's not there to harm anybody. She's not there to raise hell, you know." But she's called us and told us, so be prepared because the church is going to call you. Well,
You're
when
really getting in the way of like religious people molesting our kids. How dare you?
I know, I know you can't be diddling kids with me in town. So, the cop pulls up there and she gets out of her car. I got out of the truck and like went to meet her or whatever. And she's like, "Kathy?" And I was like, "Yep." And she goes, "Figure that was you." And we're standing there talking or whatever. Well, Billy Bob Badass from over at the church has got in his car and came over there and pulled up next to the cop. And I told her, I said, "I want to walk over here with you where he can't hear me. In fact, why don't you just go on and tell him to leave because he has no business here at this point. I'm not on the church parking lot and he can eat a whole bag of dicks at this point, you know?" And she's like, "I know, I know." And I was like, I'll be super civil. I will be cool about this, but I haven't done anything wrong at all. Okay. And she's like, "I know." And I said, "I've informed y'all what I was coming here to do. I came here peacefully. I was met with resistance and I left the property. No one told me to leave the church property. Okay. I was never told to leave the church property."
Didn't you say that the former law enforcement officer requested you to stay?
Well, yeah, he was trying to tell me I needed to stay and wait for the cops. He was trying to detain me, is what he was trying to do. He was trying to tell me I needed to sit right there or whatever. Well, I'm sorry. First off, motherfucker, I don't see your badge, and even if I do, eat a dick. You can't detain me. I have not done anything wrong, you know? So we over there and she stood there and talked to me for a minute. Well, it turns out that my buddy had a stupid ass traffic warrant. And so she's like, look, I don't want to take him to jail, but I've ran his name and I have told them that I am standing in front of him. And so I have to, or I'll be in trouble. And she was like, I totally support what you're doing. I agree with you. This is crazy because I guess the senior had informed her why I was out there, and I had given her a flyer. And we stood there and talked to her for a minute. Well, they pulled him out and they took him to jail or whatever, which, okay, fine, whatever. Let's get the traffic ticket taken care of. It's no big deal. So, I get, and I actually have been in contact with this other person for a couple of days, and we were supposed to meet when I got back to town. And so we met up this evening. Well, the super supportive, we fired him. He's no longer in the church. We've removed him off of everything. Pastor has his own dark little closet that we have managed to pry open today. And I'm not going to give any details. This is probably going to go to like a huge felony conspiracy. Multiple people from the church are probably going to end up going down over this one. I don't know what kind of box of worms I fucking opened, but here we go. So
On a serious note, if anything bad happens to you, is it safe to assume it was the church?
If any, and I've actually told quite a few people this, and I actually said it on my live the other day. If I end up dead, y'all look into the Southern Baptist Association. It will be one of the two churches that I have exposed from.
Do you want to give the names of those churches so people here can leave reviews and call, or do you want to just kind of leave it alone?
I don't want that boat rocked just yet because the police and the Marines and everybody are fixing to be deep involved.
The only reason I say that is because if anybody there wants to try to bully you, it would be pretty cool if a couple of thousand people from the community let them know that they're outnumbered.
Yeah, I mean, yes, that's always a huge plus to have in your back pocket. But at this point, I don't really want all of this blown up and like scare somebody into not saying what they're willing to come forward and say right now, you know? Because I will say right now, there are a couple of people in hiding who have totally had to change their life, like change their number, move, change jobs, like completely go into hiding from retaliation from people in the church.
We've got a pretty big community. I mean,
yeah,
obviously not me and my 37 listeners, but what's up, NVCap?
Yeah, we do, and you're right. And the Sharon Baptist Church is where we were at today. I know I said that on my live, and if anybody wants to know, if you just go scroll back through a couple of my lives, it's said a few times, I believe. But I mean, I'm not hiding it, but I'm not pushing for it. If that makes any sense.
Part of me would love to think that the overwhelming majority of people there of faith would hope for the truth to come out, but.
Well, that's what me and this poor victim that I was talking to today were talking about, is that pastor has everybody so brainwashed, and his mask fits his face so well, and he is such a deviant in a sleek suit that literally those people go to church and just shove their money down his throat.
You're familiar with Cam, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Cam's my buddy.
His second catch. Who do I hear myself on?
Probably my headphones. Hold on. No, because the only thing, it may be feedback from my headphones, but without my headphones, then I can't hear you.
Cam's second catch, he got assaulted by an MMA fighter, and the camera went black for like 30 minutes, and it was It was a hell of a way to introduce yourself to the community. I'm
Wow.
going to say that you going to war with the church very much. Somebody tell me, what was the name of that Dan Brown book, The Da Vinci Code? You definitely came out guns blazing. Good luck meeting the success of the first catch, Cat.
Well, like I told that poor baby I met with today, I'm in this for the long haul. She's not facing any of this alone. She's not dealing with any of this alone. This has my undivided attention right now, and that's just how it's going to be. And yes, I would love to have another catch. And actually, like I said earlier, I've got a couple of decoys working on some things for me. Just because I don't have the time right now to devote my attention to this like I need to, and decoy too, because I do all of this myself. So yeah, it's all gotten really, really, really fucking crazy.
So
So
you
yeah,
can.
huh?
No, you go ahead.
We kind of rocked the entire ship, and when shit starts sinking, it's probably gonna get pretty epic.
I'm normally one that tries to avoid conflict. If the Southern Baptist Church decides to fuck with us for exposing pedophiles, that's a hill that I'll fight on.
That's why I hadn't given up, and I'll die on this hill right next to you, brother.
I'm pretty sure even the trolls would too. And you show your face too.
Yeah, I ain't scared of nothing.
That somebody clipped that fucking soundbite. Cat Eyes will be there for you too with the wooden spoon.
Hell yeah.
If I'm not going to be
Sorry,
up
y'all.
super
Second
long, guys.
mukbang of the day.
I'm not going to be up super long. If anybody wants to come up and introduce themselves to Kat, I would love for you to get a chance to say hi to her. I'm going to post the link in the
I
chat one more time.
haven't even been watching the chat, y'all. I'm so sorry. I was more worried about trying to get some food in me. Dude, you would not believe. I'm telling you, okay. As far as the church goes, I have had probably 30 people reach out to me, and I'm telling you, every single one of them has sent pages and pages and pages long messages to me about what's going on here and what's going on there. It's crazy.
How does that make you like? This is probably not what you were aiming for on your or not what you were expecting on your first catch to be caught up in a fucking conspiracy, huh?
It wasn't the plan. No. Am I down for it? Fuck yeah. I mean, if any of these babies get justice out of this, I've done my job.
How much about Kat are you willing to share with us tonight?
I'll tell you whatever you want to know. What's up?
So where was Kat born and raised?
Kat is born and raised in Fort Worth, Texas, West Side Fort Worth. My family founded a small town out west of Fort Worth called La Pan. It's about an hour outside of Fort Worth, in which I spent a lot of my childhood there. I started traveling. What are you, 22 now? I started traveling about 20, almost 21 years ago. I'm an electrical engineer by trade. I've lived all over the United States. I will take any job somewhere if the pay's right, just to go somewhere new and see new things. I like to travel.
So you have a bachelor's or a master's in electrical engineering?
I don't have either one of them. I got my first job for $39 an hour on a fake ass resume.
I respect the hustle. That's pretty awesome. And how long have you been in the comments or lurking or watching our community?
Steady about a year and a half now. Here and there for about the past 3 or 4 years, maybe. Um, like I said, the guys from OPP, Sonic and JT started OPP. I've known JT for 30 years. And actually, hearing his voice on a YouTube live one time is how I got reconnected with him because I was flipping through YouTube and I heard his voice. I was like, wait, that's Jeremy Wayne. What? And got to paying attention, and
Did
that's
you
how I
just
found him.
dox his name?
Yeah, everybody knows what it is, though. He'll scream it. Everybody
Okay.
knows what it is.
All right.
Yeah.
Say his name.
Jeremy Wayne. Jeremy Wayne motherfucking Thomas, if you ask him.
When
So,
those guys first came on the scene, they'd always be at Circle K just fucking screaming at pedophiles.
yeah. Yeah, they were a little rowdy in the
They
beginning.
they
And
they made DAP look like a fucking daycare in the beginning.
yeah, they pretty much did.
So,
Um,
what made you decide to get off the couch and actually do something other than watch?
well, like I said, I think really actually the first person that I actually talked to a pred for was Bupak. And that adrenaline rush of talking to that dude and then turning around and watching Bupak get him. Todd, if you want to talk about that, I have a daughter for hire and she's really, really good at these things. she's she's super young and she's the assistant general manager of a hotel, if that tells you anything. um,
Oh, that brings me so much. You have no idea how I hate that I love this so much.
hmm. We're just fucking all American white trash redneck doing what we do. And I figured, I've got the gift of gab. I can talk to anybody, and I love being on the camera, behind the camera. I don't care. I like it.
I have a hard time like speaking in public. It's not necessarily my forte.
That is an adrenaline rush to me. I freaking love it. I have a pretty famous friend named Josh Wolf. He's a comedian, and he used to do lives
I
all
know,
the
Josh.
time. He used to do the high live on Facebook and stuff all the time. Well, that's where I started getting on what we call panels. Was getting on high live with Josh Wolf, and that's where I figured out. Oh yeah, I can damn sure talk to people online for sure. But I can do public speaking too. Groups of people don't bother me at all.
And I'm guessing you're a pretty big Biden supporter.
No, I am not really. What is that word I'm looking for? I'm not political. Yeah, there you go. The political. I was like, what is the word? I'm almost said religious, but that's not the word. Yeah, I'm really not political. I spent a good chunk of my younger years, like in trouble fighting a felony charge, and so like I didn't get to vote until I was older. And I mean, I know my vote counts, and I do vote, but I I couldn't tell you shit about hardly any of them.
Well, most of the community is predominantly dominated by Biden supporters, and you might want to take that into consideration. Just tread lightly.
Well, I'll tell you right now, just like I told you the other day, my daughter said, fuck Biden. Just like I told you the other day, I'm here for one reason, and I don't give two fucks who likes me for whatever reason they don't like me for. So if that's what they choose to battle me about, then it's not my loss.
I'm totally kidding. Well, I don't really clamor for diversity, but you kind of have a little bit of that Shonda in you that Shonda and Kevin, Alex Moose, but Shonda from the maternal side, I really enjoyed watching you do what you do. And
I adore Shonda. I love her. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm excited to get more catches under my belt and get more content and stuff. But as of right now, this is the things that I've discovered here and the changes that I can make for these. I call them kids. I mean, these girls and children are younger than some of my children, and so like if I can if I can make a change or be a voice or something for even one of them, then I feel like I've done something.
And when you look back in your life of felony charges, fake resumes, and all those other nonsensical things, are you pretty proud of putting a light on sexual predation?
For sure. Yeah, that's a given for sure. But I'm more proud of being the voice for these people and being able to let them know that they have somebody, like letting whenever I left that person that I met with this afternoon, I told her, I was like, look, baby, you're pretty much stuck with me now because I'm not gonna just do all of this and give you the courage to come forward and then like, oh, well, you got court next week. Well, good luck. I'm not. I'll be there for her when she has to go to court. I'll be there for her whenever she has to face all of this stuff. I mean, I don't know. I'm just devoted to this. Like this one especially has my undivided attention because it deserves it. They deserve it. Like I told her, she's a poor baby that got thrown out into this cruel ass world, and she did not deserve to have to do that alone and to have to sit with all of these thoughts and all of the things that have happened to her alone. She does not deserve to have to do that. So if I can change that for one fucking person, that's
Super quick. I don't want to ask the question, but if you go
what.
back up to pulling the strings, this is the question that he had.
Oh, you know what? I might need a new one too. I don't know, probably a medium or so.
Um,
I
hey,
don't know. I'm
Kat,
kind of a big mouth.
And Kat, really
Oh,
quick,
hi, tech baby.
if you see the scrolling thing at the bottom,
Yeah,
this is Tech. He's my friend. He's the feminine man. Say
oh,
hi to Tech.
I know Tech.
yeah, no, I only joined to
I know
say
Tech.
good job the other day, Kat.
Thanks, baby.
You,
Thank you
you
for
did
all your
great.
help.
It only took you 4 streams to learn how to turn it off of, kids mode.
Kiss my
I
ass.
was
Okay.
freaking out. I'm like, oh my god, she's doing a cat and she said it's made for kids. This is definitely not made for kids.
I didn't know. I didn't know what it was even fucking asking me. I was just
It's
clicking.
okay.
I'm like, just
But
go live, okay?
no, you did good, really good.
Thank you. I appreciate that, and I do appreciate all of your help, man. Y'all have been amazing
But
to
yeah,
me.
if you ever need any help, obviously reach out to Sammy or I, or you have someone who can get in contact with us within seconds if we're not responding.
I got Sammy's number.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. No,
Hey,
y'all
Christy.
y'all have been a hell of amazing. Yeah.
The funny thing was, Bupak taught her how to catch, and we had to scream at her not to slash the tires.
I leave that to him. That's how come I got him the black cat. That's
Yeah, she doesn't slash the tires. She has a rogue mod that follows her around to slash the tires for her.
yeah. We're talking about trying to get. Well, Trap had said something about rolling through because he was going to Vegas, and I was like, dude, if you come anywhere near here, you better stop. So whenever Trap does his road trip to Vegas, he's gonna come see me. I want to go up there. I want to go up there because then I'll get all of them all together. I'll get Josh and Jay and Bupak, and
Yeah, that'd be
it's
cool.
easier for me to go one place and get a whole group of people than it is for all of them to come see me.
But yeah, I just wanted to join up and tell you, great job. You have me and Sammy support, and if you need anything, to reach out. Really.
I appreciate that, dude, a whole lot. You have no, I mean, like I've said 1,000 times, I can't thank all of y'all enough. I mean, I've always been a big supporter, but to have that given back is amazing. What?
Yeah, you look confused. What's the matter, hon?
I was trying to read chat and like I said, squirrel. I can't read and process and speak all at the same time. My brain's gonna overload.
This is the important question. Is it me or does Tech always sound out of breath?
Oh, that would be really unfortunate if I always sound out of breath. I mean, like, I don't do too much, and I'm only like, $140, or sorry, $150. Let me not get that wrong. That'd be super unhealthy.
I'm surprised my fat ass don't sound like I'm always out of breath. Yes, because I am half the time.
You got anything else for us, Tech, or no?
No, that was it. I just came up here to show support for Kat and tell her that she did great and keep doing it because you're making
That's
moves quickly.
amazing, brother. I appreciate it.
Yep. But I'm gonna jump down and talk to Sammy. I'll still be listening.
All right, tell her I said, hey, baby.
Oh, I will. Maybe not like that though.
Like you're the only one that's allowed to talk to her like that. What are you talking about?
You're right.
Little
Okay,
known
I'll talk
fact
to you
is
guys
that
in a little bit.
Tech actually narrates pharmacy romance novels.
Pharmacy romance novels, yeah, whatever the hell that is. But all right, take care, guys. I'll talk to you in a little bit.
All right.
I put
We can get Tech to read 50 Shades of Grey for us as an audio.
I posted the link again. This is an opportunity for anybody down there. If you want to say hi to Kat, give her a compliment, or shoot an insult her way, speak now or forever hold your peace.
Right?
Fuckers.
Yeah, they probably got one coming back at you too. Mm. Oh, somebody locked my kitty in the room. Come on, little boy. Meow, did Bubba lock you in there? You better go tell him. Poor baby. Doesn't have thumbs to open the door or nothing.
Fucking tough Tom. You're a moron, but that's funny. I'll braid your hair any day, pal. 100%.
Well, you know how to braid hair?
No, it's an inside joke.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I need mine like all braided back where all of it'll stay.
We're sitting here in the early rounds, and Bill Powell squaring up against Haystack Sniper. They seem to be feeling each other out. Neither fighter really seeming to show an edge here in the early on. Let's see how it fares in the middle rounds. The boys are misbehaving, Kat.
I see that.
Is nobody going to come up and...
If it's a piston contest, I'll probably beat them all anyway, so it's okay.
Truly a woman from Texas. It's if anybody wants to come up and say hi to Kat, this is it's pretty neat when you get a chance to say hi to catchers, especially when they're starting out. Please, somebody jump up. I'll post it one more time.
Jump up here, Rod. Come on.
I like Rod Plum. He's always cool. You've got Nevermore down there. You've got Dean, Rod Plum, WPG.
Dean, baby, come up here with us.
I don't think I've ever talked to Dean. I would like Dean to come up. That'd be neat.
I don't think I have either.
Somebody's at the door.
Hi, Sammy doll.
Oh boy, this is a trigger warning for anybody and anyone who's listening. I just want to let you know that my channel does not endorse cocaine or cocaine accessories. It does not endorse fundraising for cocaine, but I give you go.
I gotta go then.
Ray, shut up and kiss me, you fool.
What's up, fucker?
I just came up because you're begging for people to come up, and I know what it's like to be up there. I mean, you're not really by yourself, so that kind of makes you pathetic, but whatever. I'm here.
He just didn't want me to take over his show.
Yeah, she gave me those false compliments of me being handsome just so she could hijack my channel.
Well, you noticed as soon as I said something about him being hot, he turned his camera off real quick.
Well, that shit works, though.
So did you see Kat's first catch, Bill?
Oh, I don't think so, because there are so many new people coming in all the time, and I've been not as active as I used to be. I thought I was subbed to her. I just checked, and I'm subbed now.
I forgive you too.
But
forgive you too because it's super long, also. So
I will be watching it though. The church one, right? When you were just talking about, because I want to check that out.
Yeah. Yeah,
okay.
And there's three or four.
I'll be watching it.
What I've done 3 or 4 update type things on it. Oh yes, Tech. Yes, I'm glad you said that. I had forgotten all about that.
Cocaine Baron.
This
fact
bear
that
like steals a
somebody,
couple of kilos of cocaine and goes and gets all
but
high
here's
and
the
yeah,
fucked up thing.
made
It's
a
a true
fucking movie
story.
about it. Is it
It's a true
really?
story.
Wow.
Hey, I do coke with a bear. What was he like hiding in the bathroom with a squirrel and
You
they
know
were
what's
getting
funny?
fucked up?
Cocaine Bear is actually JT Colfax's alt account.
I'm just wondering where the bear was at back when I used to do cocaine is my thing.
Yeah,
Because
no
I
shit.
didn't have a bear friend who had just gobs and gobs of cocaine. Because we
Can
would
you
have been
imagine just
great
like
friends.
you just walk into the bathroom of a club and there's a bear like snorting coke off his hand and he just looks at you and puts his paw out like you want some? That'd be fine. Fuck,
Yeah.
I'd do it.
Yeah, you'd have to at that point. You'd be a fool not
Hmm.
to.
Yeah,
Bill,
it's one
so
of
just so
those.
you have I know you were in here for most of the stream, but not only did she expose the youth pastor, but she pulled out those oversized steel testicles and went back to the church to hand out flyers, was harassed by police, and now she's
I
being
heard about it.
confronted by the Southern Baptist Church, and she stands unfazed. So
Well, I tell you what, I was raised Southern Baptist, and
I was too.
like nothing weird like that ever happened to me. But they are a cliquish, cultish.
The word
The
cult has
my
been
the
brought up a few times. Yes.
just a
yeah. I mean,
disclaimer, we are not referring to Colorado Pet Patrol. We are talking about the Southern Baptist Church.
The Southern Baptist Administrator Association, it's more than just one. It's a whole, it's, dude,
they will make like when rumor
Copenhagen,
goes
baby,
around, and I guarantee
only.
you, telephones are ringing off the wall right now, and this word is spreading. And whatever it is that you're accusing him of, that I 100% believe that he did, his parishioners are making up excuses. They're going to say you're lying. They're going to say something that was not. They will make excuses for this motherfucker so that they all back
But
him up,
see,
and they will be chased.
but
They
see,
will chase
baby,
you with
that's
pitchforks and
okay.
torches.
That's okay. They can come with their torches and pitchforks because I know that I have a great relationship with God and I ain't worried about it because I expose the truth. And if they can't see from the video of the dude telling on himself what he was there to do and what he has done, then they can take that and do what they want with it. I mean, they can
Mhm.
cover all they can cover bitch, I got 5 cats. You think I can't clean a litter box? I mean, come on.
I'm
Yeah,
I'm honestly waiting, Bill, for like a Dexter Morgan to emerge from the community, if you can read between the lines.
I
Yeah,
have no comment on that, Ray.
yeah.
Um,
Well, just to let them know, I am protected here. I I have cameras all over my house, pointed from other houses, from my house. We stand on our amendments very strongly around here. We are from the South. We do come armed. So fuck
Yeah,
around and
yeah.
find out around here.
So I went to. You want to hear a little fucker story about little Ray Ray, Bill?
sure.
I want to say I was in maybe the fourth grade, maybe fifth grade, and do you know what the nativity is?
Yes.
Um,
Yeah,
I
I
wound
was
up
Joseph. I
kidnapping the
was
baby
Joseph
Jesus.
and the lamb.
The one that they leave outside of our church. I kidnapped the baby Jesus and left a ransom note. Not just it was like 5 of us, but I was complicit. Said if you ever
That's
want to see the
awesome.
baby J again, leave $500 in unmarked bills by the phone booth.
Nice.
Did you get $500?
Oh, and just for the clarification, I meant more for all the predators we exposed. That's what I was. The whole
Yeah,
Dexter comment. I wasn't. I
yeah,
think you knew where I was going, Kat.
I did.
I did not mean to get. Yeah, that's and the fact that a church would want to hide, protect, and stand up for a self-admitted pedophile in their midst, they can fuck their own face.
Yeah, pretty much. Does
Yeah, I
anybody know how to get
guarantee
a
you
broken down stem out of a bong?
their phone chain is going nuts right now. I guarantee it.
I hope it is. I hope that it is. And you know what we did actually before and after we went to because the town that church is in is not a very big town, but we went to every little mom and pop restaurant, every little Mexican cafe, every anywhere and plastered flyers everywhere. Actually, I met a elderly lady in the bathroom at the Mexican restaurant, and she Tech, it's bigger. I'll send you a picture of it in a minute, Sugar. It's bigger than that. I'm not sure how I'm going to go about getting this out, and it broke in a funky spot. So, um, no, but she goes to a different church out there, and she's like, that man looks so familiar. But all of our youth groups do stuff together, and I gave her a whole rack of the flyers, and she's going to go pass them around her church. So, yeah, we got it out there. I even went as far as to all of the like corporate chain restaurants, the McDonald's and Sonic and whatever all. Um, I know that they won't let you post flyers or anything, but I taped flyers to like where you drive up to order at the drive-through, like right even with the car windows, so everybody that pulls up there will see it. So,
Good.
if I mean, however long it stays, it stays. But yeah, we rocked it today a little bit. So what just happened? Doesn't just punch you in the
That's
head.
awesome.
Speaking of church humor, Bill, I was an altar boy as a kid, and when we would give out the Eucharist, they had a gluten-free Eucharist, and I affectionately referred to it as "I can't believe it's not Jesus."
Wow.
I did not make many friends. I was not the most loved.
I can believe that, actually.
Oh, my cat just sliced my daughter's forehead open. She's all bleeding and shit. Do you need a tissue, baby? Yeah. Isn't that good?
Have you contacted the local news, Cat?
Well, one news channel has reached out to me. The day after I did the catch, she reached out to me, and I told her I wasn't to a point where I wanted to give her any information, and that I wanted to contact the police and stuff first. And she said that's fine because they won't do a report on anything until there's an arrest or whatever, blah blah blah. And I also informed her that they are not allowed to speak anything on any of my story unless I approve what they're going to say, because they're not going to paint me as the bad guy here.
Oh, they'll frame it however they want. You
Well,
won't
yeah,
have
I
any
mean,
creative control.
well, I mean, and that's fine. Well, if they don't want to show me what they're gonna fucking share or air or whatever, then they don't get to use my story. So,
If
Yeah. No,
anybody
I
has
get what you're saying.
resources, if anyone has
but
resources, would you mind if they reached out on your behalf, Cat?
yeah, that's fine. Yeah, absolutely. No, but really, in all honesty, this is going to hit the news when this next round of craziness comes out. The news is going to be all over this. So, yeah, because like I said, more than a couple of people in the church are going to jail over this one.
When
I
you get
mean,
all big and famous, are you going to big time us, or are you going to remember the little guys?
Oh, I'm buying everybody a billboard in whatever town they're in with everybody's shit plastered everywhere. And I'm gonna buy Bupak a tire shop. And yeah. I mean, I done bought him the black cat, so you know he needs a tire shop to go with his black cat.
Dude, I
So
want it. We should have someone get Bupak like a custom made can of Fix a Flat with his face on it.
that would be hilarious. But you know, Fix a Flat doesn't really fix his flats either. So
I know that's what makes it even better.
I totally will have one printed at work real good on our good high quality paper and wrap it and send it to him. I will do that. I can mail him shit and he not even know that it's coming, so that's even better.
What's your subscriber count up to, Cat?
I haven't looked lately. The numbers aren't really, the numbers don't phase me, you know. Can I plug
I
it
don't think
in?
it phases you that you care. It's just so we can get the video out there.
If it, I know that the video has had between, because you know on my Facebook I had shared just the interview part. I didn't share like the phone calls and stuff. I hadn't quite figured out how to clip the video down at that point. So I had just shared the interview part. I had Zuzu clip it for me, and it's gotten about 8,000 views on Facebook. And then I think the last time I looked, the video was at about almost at 4,000 on YouTube. So I know it's got over 10,000 views so far. So, I mean, I have 359 subscribers. That's cool. Sweet. Thanks, y'all. Yeah, and I mean, and it may take a minute for all of this to get done and over with, but hang tight because I will have more content. I'm not stopping. I'm not giving up. I mean, this has gotten crazy, but you know what? Like Bupak told me, he said, you do what you do and you focus on what you feel like you need to focus on right now because the Preds ain't going anywhere. So
Right.
that's what I'm doing. I mean, like I said, I reach out to a lot of these guys pretty much on the daily. I look for things to make me better at what I'm doing. I look for advice that they have to give me. I not that I look for the that a girl thing, but it really having these people that I admire so much reach out to me and go, dude, that was kick ass. Dude, that was awesome. That just means the world to me, you know? So that, I mean, y'all are all a huge inspiration to me. Y'all, I mean, I watch everything everybody does, and I know that we all do things different, and everybody has their own techniques or their own style or their own way of doing things. And, you know, yes, there is a right way, and yes, there is a wrong way to do things, but you have to go with your gut. When I was a little kid, my great grandfather used to tell me, I grew up with my great grandparents in my life too. And my great grandfather used to always tell me, you never second guess your first instinct. And that I have really lived my life by that. Like, if something doesn't feel right, I'm super cautious. I won't say I don't do it because I do, but
Oh yeah, you
I'm
gotta
super
listen to your gut.
cautious, you know? Yeah. And a lot of people don't do that. And like we were talking about in the approach in the conversation the other day, um, yes, both churches were in Oklahoma. Yes, that is it. And I am in Oklahoma City. The catch took place there in Oklahoma City. Yes. That church in Shawnee is just his old church that I just really felt like they weren't informing the congregation the way that I wanted them to. And so that's why the preacher said today, they felt like I was coming at the church. And I was like, I'm not coming at the church. I'm not after anybody. I'm informing your congregation on what they have a right to know. You know, I'm not after anybody. I'm being peaceful. I'm being nice. I'm being civil because really, in all honesty, I should be the one with a fucking torch and pitchfork standing out in the parking lot screaming at the top of my lungs, you know?
You gonna let out a
Used to
little
be,
excuse me, everybody?
Do what?
I don't
Yeah. Go
I
ahead, Bill.
don't
I'm
know
sorry.
what happened to them. There used to be, and they didn't do a whole lot, but there used to be a DAP Oklahoma. I haven't seen anything out of them in a long time, so I don't know what their deal was. But
So in the beginning of all of that, and me and Josh have talked about this a few times, in the beginning of all of that, they were letting people use the DAP name or whatever, or like, I mean, I won't say letting people or allowing people, but people were using the DAP name and then kind of giving them a bad reputation. So he was like, yeah, no, look, we're DAP. That's it. Y'all watch that. I mean, you know what? If somebody else wants to call themselves DAP, call themselves DAP. We know who DAP is.
mhm.
We know who the real DAP is. I mean,
Well, I don't know how serious the guys were about it because even if they had to change their name, I just don't know whatever happened to them. They were all talking
right.
big and hot and heavy, and then boom, nothing.
So NVCAP's actually going to start DAP Massachusetts, and that's Democrats Against Predators.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's lots of things that DAP could stand for also, but you know, when somebody says DAP, my heart beats real fast and I smile real big because that's my Joshua and Jay, you know.
Well, that's I guess Locke is live, which means Edward is not. I'll throw the link up one more time if anybody has a question for Kat. If not, invite guests, copy, post.
Yeah, I did know that, Panther. I did know that. I didn't want to say it because I couldn't remember the I catch Preds, but yes, that is that.
I catch Preds actually caught the first predator that I ever caught.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. They met him at a Walmart and he screams out, "No, no, no, this can't happen again." And he ran away.
Oh my gosh. I think it's catch 150. It's People versus Preds catch 150 where the dude tries to take off and like runs his car backwards up a tree and stuff.
Oh
That dude
yeah,
was
that's a good
twacked
one.
out of his mind. That was the epic catch.
And that's when PvP screamed. It was the best soundbite. He goes, "It gets even better."
Yeah. I
That
like
was the poop
PvP.
Pred who needed fiber for his poop.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just trying to get my fiber bills. Yeah, that dude was something else.
Dude, like just when we say we've heard all the excuses so many times, like I've never heard a Pred said, "I just came to get fiber."
Right. Now, and I also have thought about doing something along the lines of because I actually had a friend reach out today and was like, dude, you are a natural in front of the camera. Even if you're not exposing predators, you should be doing something in front of the camera. But I thought about like doing a where are they now and seeing if I can't reach out to some Preds and see if any of them will talk to me.
Mm.
I almost could guarantee I could get a few of them to talk to me. But that's one
Well, I
of those
guess
things that I want to do it just to see if I can do it or not.
Is tomorrow morning the DAP chat?
Yes, tomorrow morning. He said he's for sure doing it on Mondays. Monday morning, it will be if y'all are East Coast time, it's 9 a.m. If you're Central, 8 a.m. Mountain time, 7 a.m. West Coast, 6 a.m. It's probably about a 2-hour show. We sit around and chat and BS and we talk news and we talk shit to each other and it makes my mornings go by so much better. I wish he would still do every day for 3 hours a day, but I understand that's a lot for him. His name is Matt Mosley and he is out of Moore, Oklahoma. Yes. Moore is the town that we
Yeah.
live in. It's a little suburb of Oklahoma City. But his name is Matt Mosley.
Were you in Oklahoma during the Timothy McVeigh situation?
No, I wasn't here. Like I said, I've been friends with
Fort Worth?
JT for 30 years and he's from here. Yes, I was at home now. I was younger then, but yeah, it's funny because my ex-boyfriend's wife, Timothy McVeigh, is her first cousin, and like I've seen like family pictures of all of them together and stuff. But yeah, I knew like I was old enough to be knowing what's going on and paying attention to it. Yeah.
Can somebody tell me what MDF is?
Yeah, like
What is?
manufactured plywood, like the pressed plywood.
No, not medium density fiberboard. That's this is. Look at the comment. By the way,
Oh, I
Ray,
see
I
that.
sent
I
a
see it
message
now.
to MDF.
Moms who don't fuck. I mean, I don't know. You don't want to ask me what acronyms stand for because
Minor
I'll
Defense
make
Force.
them.
Oh, that's right. They're not far from me. Minor Defense Force.
What is
Uh,
that?
they're another prey catching group. SVO. Tell them to hit me up on Instagram at SweetBabyRay42, and I'll answer their DM.
Youth minister.
All right, Ray.
Other churches in
I don't have much
Northern
battery left, so I'm gonna have to hop off here. But thank you for
I'm
having
gonna-
me on, and
Always, Bill.
everybody, stay naked.
Thanks for coming up, Bill.
Don't forget the
Yeah.
medium-sized ball gag, Bill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll go medium just so I can still talk with it in my mouth. Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, man. One more thing. It is really hard to snort cocaine with a ball gag. I'm just putting that out there.
Is it?
But all right.
Challenge
Oh yeah.
accepted.
If you if you figure it out, you can DM me. You know what I'm saying? All right, later.
And challenge accepted.
Well, Kat, I will. I'll definitely tune in tomorrow morning. Hopefully, catch you guys over at
Yeah,
DAP.
for sure. For sure, for sure. And I
And
will I'll text Jay. I mean, I'll text Josh in the morning whenever I get up and tell him you're going to jump on and he needs to be paying attention.
is it an open panel? Like anybody jumps up?
He doesn't have people come up, but we do a segment of it where he does call-ins, and I'll shoot you a message and give you that call-in number so that you'll already have it.
Well, then he's not going to get to see my feminine features.
Yeah, he doesn't let us come up on there. I've been trying to tell him.
Probably
I
better.
don't
No one's ever helicoptered him.
Don't give me any ideas. I do have his phone number. I could just send him a video.
That's well, I don't want a chain of custody, but if I get Josh's number, I'll be happy to spam him a couple of dick pics.
Oh, and being in the line of shit that we do, don't think that we're at any lack of dick pics either.
Oh, before we close down, I'll leave with this. If you've ever spent any time decoying, 7 out of 10 incoming messages are just dick pics with no words.
Yes. Yes. So before I got into doing this, I do have a funny story about dick pics, though. Gentlemen, pay attention because, like Josh Wolf said, the penis does not photograph well. But so my girlfriend and I, whenever I lived in Denver, we were both single at the time, and we had both got on this dating app. Well, of course, we used to laugh and send each other the dick pics or whatever. Well, we just started making a collage of them. And so whenever we would get unsolicited dick pics, we would add them to the collage, send the picture of the collage back to the person, and ask them if they liked their position in the family photo and did they want to be closer or further away from any of the other ones. And 99% of the time, we didn't ever hear from them again. But ladies, that's also a good way to get guys to quit sending you dick pics. So, yeah, just make a collage with all of them.
Well, everybody, I guess Locksmith is live, so if you're
All right, yeah, I've got to call Dub back. He was trying to call me whenever I first jumped on here, and I sent him to voicemail and then put on Do Not Disturb, so I can see phone calls and text at the bottom of my phone right now.
thanks for sharing what happened today, and
Oh yeah, dude, thanks for having me up. I
I
appreciate
think
it.
a lot of us are impressed with your courage and your follow through. So fuck yeah!
Yeah, I'm just doing the damn thing.
All right, you have a good one, and you are always welcome on my channel. I enjoy chatting with you, Kat.
All right, sugar. Yeah, I hope to see you in the morning.
You will 110%.
All right, babe. I'll talk to you later.
All right, bye.
Bye.
FCC, get your ass up here. I want to chat with you. I've got a bone to pick. Cat Eyes, I talked to Edward on the phone earlier. I thought he was going live. I guess Locke did. It wasn't intended to be fake news, but apparently it was fake news. Hell yeah, Cat rocks a lot, and we all respect her a shit ton. You are extremely welcome, Rumsky. If you want to come up and chat with me, FCC, I would love to have a little one-on-one with you away from the 8-person panel. I always enjoy our fucking banter and dialogue. We got one person. Who do we got up here? Who do we got? Oh, there he is. There he is.
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. That was Kat from Catch a Creep. She went to the church today to hand out flyers and alert everybody to the youth pastor who was trying to meet a child.
Ooh, what area? Is that in your area?
No, she's in Oklahoma City.
Nice.
So that's
yeah.
gangster ass move.
Yeah, you got to let the people know, man.
She pulled out that fucking 9-inch dong, slapped it on the fucking altar, and said, "Hey, your youth minister is trying to fuck kids." And
yeah,
hell yeah, dude, I'm excited. You and I we're always like surrounded by 8 or 9 people. This is everyone's probably going to go to Locks, and it's probably just going to be you and me. But today is FCC. Tonight is a FCC unplugged, all access, all angles, all anal.
It says, why does your banner ticker say tech is a feminine man?
Text my boy, man. That's my buddy.
I know. Just fucking around.
So does your story start with I was born a poor black child?
I was born a middle class brown child.
Okay.
Yeah,
What
middle
I'm having a
class.
hard time now looking at Chris Hansen in the live stream, looking at Transformer Elena, and then hearing my buddy FCC. There's a lot going on right now.
This is called triangulation. This is what velociraptors do before they eat their prey, right? You come in left side, right side, front side, and then boom.
Yes, they do. So, but before you and I start our fucking banter and fuckery, are you? Did you see Cat's catch the other day? Catch a creep.
I did not. No.
The predator no showed on her 4 times or 3 times. She
Okay.
caught him on the 4th.
Oh, wow. Damn, that's persistence, man. That wins the day.
Yeah, she alerted the sheriff. Went to the church, and a fake retired cop tried flexing his tyrannical nuts on her. She said, "Fuck that! You can get all the smoke." And now she's pretty much at war with the Southern Baptist administration. So,
Oh man, that's heavy. Yeah, that's heavy.
fuck Catholics for the win. Thank God my religion's never been involved with any child abuse.
Exactly. Nothing that I've heard of. Yeah.
Oh
maybe
shit!
maybe I have the wrong filters on my Google, but nothing's coming up when I Google Catholic, priest, bishop, child, rape, molestation. I get nothing. My screen goes blank on my computer.
So tell me, I know that you're a relatively private man, but since you've been coming up on panels and forging a couple of things that vaguely resemble relationships, what does that look like, and what has that felt like for you?
What does that mean? Relationships. What's the relationship?
If I heard through the grapevine that FCC was killed in a horrible fucking electric bus accident because the grid went down, I would be inconsolable for like at least 15 minutes. Like I've grown to care for you at a level that I would genuinely be affected.
15 minutes. Yeah, no, I'm with you. Like if I had heard that you were somehow accidentally strangled by an oversized visor that didn't fit your head and it went around your neck and you fell and it got cut on something, I too would be troubled for probably about the same.
What if
So
I
make
was
sure you're
mauled to death by a bear that was on cocaine?
Yeah, I've heard about that. That's wild. I don't even
Dude,
know
it's
what
funny.
to
That
make of
movie
that
is
shit.
that movie is the life story of JT Colfax.
I can't even like wrap my head around the fact that people made that kind of a movie or that people are going to go see
How
it.
about the
I
fact
might
that
go see it.
it's based on a true story?
I guess I don't know. I don't know. It's just you know, it's just sounds kind of crazy. Anyhow, no, I've definitely like met several people on here. I think people like you, people like Christy, people like I appreciate Locke and Savvy. I mean, there are a number of people that I've talked to on panel. Matt, Ed, who else? Even people, even like some of the like, cringe outliers, outcasts, short bus people like Meow. You know, people like Victorious Bastard, and even people like Nevermore. It's interesting. You don't realize how much time has gone by until you realize that people actually like recognize you, and they're like, hey, there you are," and they like acknowledge you, and they know something about you, and you're like, "Well, how do you know so much about me?" And you're like, "Because we've talked to you a lot." I'm like, "Oh, okay." It's the foundations for some kind of a friendship. So, yeah, no, I'm with you, man. But at the same time, it's like I'm telling you, like and you know this better than anybody else, or maybe not. Maybe other people have experienced it. I know other people have experienced it a lot worse. You get too close in, and then you can easily get like you get wrapped up in some fucking scandal for no reason, right? And I'd rather live a life. I'd rather have some kind of longevity here and maybe like
You want to be
you
like a
know, Luke,
migrant.
Luke,
You're a migrant farmer.
right? Like
You're a migrant farmer.
right, like lukewarm relationships as opposed to like actually connecting with people, because then it's just like you just don't know, man. I think most people here are good, but there's a lot of weird shit that happens that I just can't even relate to.
So are you and Mitch Richmond pretty close?
Very close. Yeah. Yeah.
He's a little bit of a fuck face.
I don't know. I don't even know what that guy is all about. He's just a weirdo.
He's
Yeah.
a strange fella, man. I don't think he's
Yeah.
bad, just fucking strange.
Yeah. He's strange. And somebody told me later that he might be autistic, and I'm like, that's fine. They get off the internet. Um, like you can bust. Oh, yeah, I won't go that far.
Dude,
But yeah,
if autistic people can create self-driving cars and fucking self-landing shuttles, they're
that's
certainly
right.
allowed to panel.
That's right. And we can criticize him too. But he's a weirdo. I mean, there's some weird stuff that happens here, man. And I'm just like, I like some of it, it's like, it's like, okay, it's cool. It fills a certain need or a void, because everybody likes drama. But then some of the stuff is just, very like weird, and, um, a lot of like, hypocrisy. A lot of people, it's interesting. I go back to like Red Hood, um, and a lot of the stuff that he's been around for a while, and like he'll pop in every now and again and be like, oh, so this is okay, but like 6 months ago this wasn't okay. He's kind of a good judge of like how people shift on issues, or look the other way, or like, I just don't think any of that stuff is good, because if we're trying to like maintain some kind of moral high ground, in this movement, and we're all supposed to be here for the right reasons about kids. um it just it hurts us when, not to say there's like stupid drama, but like some of the stuff is just over the top.
I think that's more than an accurate statement, brother.
Well,
And yeah, different people can get away with saying different shit for sure. Me probably more than most.
yeah, I mean, you don't say anything out. I mean, you don't say anything too outlandish. I don't think you do. You have very strong opinions, and you have a fucking amazing hairline, and I mean, what else would you want? It's a recipe for disaster.
I'd like a functional left hip. That would be lovely.
Is your left hip bad? You got some cartilage issues?
Oh yeah, dude. Me and you were talking like, and when I used to love running, like I would do like 3 mile runs 6 days a week, and
Yep.
the left hip got so bad. Have you ever heard of a compensatory injury?
Yep.
So the left hip got bad, which meant I was overdoing it on the left knee, and then the left knee to the left ankle, and
Yep.
now my left leg is just kind of like just dead weight. I just kind of drag the thing around and do the best that I
Yeah.
can, but it sucks, dude.
Yeah. I had never broken any bones in my life, up until about 5 years ago, when I broke an ankle, and like full on like crunch, just malachi crunch, just like snapped it, and did whatever you have to do. You go through the physical therapy, and then you get back on it, and then you start over again. Um, and you never quite get there. You always feel like something's off, because either mentally, like you don't want to put so much weight on it, but over time it does start to throw your body balance off, and then you run into things like you're talking about, because you realize how like sensitive the human body is, and how like specific and special it is, because you take one thing out of whack, and then all these other pieces start to fall out of whack, and then all of a sudden you're like an oval when you should be like a perfectly like shaped sphere, right?
Yeah, well, it's weird, man. I'm
Not
actually
talking
like,
about your body shape. I'm just talking about like the mechanics of how the body works. Your flow.
yeah, and I was gonna say now as I'm approaching, I guess I'm in middle age, in my late 30s. Yeah, I am middle aged.
Yeah.
Shit doesn't happen as fast as it used to.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I wanted to drop down and there's a they have a Golden Gloves thing for 40 and up that I think I might want to do next year,
Yeah.
and Yeah, maybe try to do it, raise a little bit of awareness for the community. And I'm sitting there trying to get my jump rope time up and do some fitness shit, and I'm like, fuck, who is this fat slow guy that kidnapped Ray? And it sucks.
Yeah, I mean that's the interesting thing. I mean, if you pay attention to your workouts and your regimen, and if you're using, the modern day tools that we have available to us, you're a young man. You're younger than me. With the right attention to like diet and sleep and um, working out, you can still push your threshold well into your 50s, man. You know, well into your 50s.
Well, I mean more from like a competitive athlete standpoint.
Sure. Yeah.
I,
Right.
I can
I'm talking about that too. Yeah.
there's Tom Brady did it till he was 40. Was he 46 this year when he retired?
Something like that. Yeah.
Tell you what,
It's
man,
not
I hope
like
that
it's not like it used to be. I mean, if you think of if you think of the Golden Girls, the TV show, right? When the Golden Girls was on, like their actual age and the age that they were like pretending to be, they were pretending to be a little bit older, but they were in their like early to mid 50s.
and the
When that
grandma was the youngest one, oddly enough.
yeah, when they were on that show. So like the 50 something of 30, 40 years ago is different than it is today. As long as you're taking care of yourself, right?
If you had to sleep with one of the Golden Girls, who would it be?
Oh my God. Fucking
Blanche
Blanche.
Devereaux?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Blanche
Blanche.
straight up.
I'm a
Yeah.
Blanche guy too.
Facts.
What
Yeah.
what about one of the Spice Girls? Who are you picking?
Oh God. I don't even see at that point I pulled out of like all things pop culture. I would say the one that like married David Beckham.
That
Whatever
you're
her name
posh. Okay,
was.
I was a ginger guy. Jerry Halliwell was my girl.
Mm, yeah. At a certain point I just kind of pulled out of all things pop culture and just lived my life. But life goes on.
That's It's funny, man. Somebody made a comment about you and I needing college words, and for the life of me, I couldn't tell you anything about a Kardashian.
What did somebody say about what?
SEO Panther said, anytime FCC and Ray are up, I need a thesaurus or a dictionary.
Oh God. Yeah. Well. Yeah, I went to college. And you went to college, right? But you also come across as a guy who's just like, intuitive from the get go. And you add a little bit of book smart in there, and it's like you're done. You're just like, uh, but for me, it was maybe kind of the opposite. But yeah, I
Dude, I
spent a
was I
lot of
was I
time
was a
in
minor
college.
my whole first. I was a minor my first whole year of college, pretty much.
What does that mean? I don't know what that means.
So I went into school a year early. I was pretty gifted as a little
Oh,
kid,
okay.
and
Yep.
so yeah, I was 16 years old when I was a senior in high school.
Yep. That's early, dude. Yeah, way early.
Yeah, because I had a late birthday as it was, and then they put me in school a year early. So I couldn't even buy I chewed tobacco. I couldn't even chew tobacco my first year in college, which was kind of
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah. So did you finish your 4 years of college or whatever, how many it is, whatever?
Yeah, I have a nursing degree.
Okay, great. Awesome. Yeah. Yeah, it took me a
Yeah.
while. It didn't take me 4 years. It took me more like 5 or 6 because I was still sorting things out. But I think I'd gone to Mexico one year when I was probably a sophomore in college, and it was like spring break, and I just never came back. I met some girl, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm never going back." And then I was like, "Oh shit, I'm technically a college dropout," so I had to like go back and like start up again. Um, so it took me a while, but yeah, I got there, and then went on to get an advanced degree, a master's degree, and a couple of other things
Do
here
you
and
have an
there.
MS or
So
an MA?
I have an MS.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm not being too specific. I'm just trying to get a feel for
yeah. Keep it broad. Keep it broad. Yeah,
keep it broadband.
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
Speaking of
man.
speaking of people with advanced degrees, broadband. Did you see Kat up here? She forged her resume to become an electrical engineer, and she's been doing it for 20 years. God bless her.
I mean, why not? I mean, it's possible, right? I don't know if I've ever technically done that, but I know people that have, people that are very close to me. It's like if it helps you get to the next level and you're capable of doing the work, then why does it even matter, right?
It's
I mean,
the
you have like good people that could do good jobs, but they can't do those. They can't go into those roles because they don't have the right fucking paper. I'm like, that's just stupid.
a resume will get you to the dance. Work ethic will keep you there.
Right, right.
There's God. I wish I knew how to share a video on YouTube, man. There's somebody. They did one of those it was a satire of an inspirational video, and it was the guy from Halloween, and he's like, "My name is Michael Audrey Myers," and then it's like an athlete motivational motivate, and they're like, "So how you get there?" They're wondering like they run around the corner. I'm there. They get in the car to turn the ignition
Oh,
on.
I've
I'm already
seen
in the
that.
back seat.
I've seen that. I've seen that. Yeah,
Yeah, and
it's like,
they say, Michael, how do you get there? I got two words for you: work ethic.
yeah,
I
it's
said,
not
you talk
easy.
about the greatest of all time: Michael Jordan, Michael Phelps, Michael Myers.
Yep. Everybody thinks it's easy, and it's not, man. It takes work.
Oh man, that shit was. That's a
That's
cool thing
funny.
about you
It's very funny.
as a like entertainer type of dude, man. And I'm just old enough to remember life like pre-internet. It makes me wonder how many funny, creative people there were in the 70s, 80s, and 90s that we, just never got to see because the medium by which you could disperse information was so fucking narrow.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Um, yeah, Kurt's in the house. Kurt has the prestigious doctorate known as the FU. Yeah, those are pretty rare. Um,
I would
yeah,
say that my PhD is my public high school diploma.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
But
I mean, I almost like I started on that track, and I just realized there was too much time, and at that point, I was just done with schooling, proper schooling.
look, unless you
I
want to
got
work in academia or get published, I can't really imagine there's much need for a PhD.
now, and it's so much time. It's like another 5 years, and at that point, I already had like 8 years in the game, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna like write this chapter off and just rest on my laurels. Try and pay off some of my fucking loans. Thanks, Biden.
Do you mind responding to Haystack Sniper's comment right here?
FCC turned his back on us. Is who he Oh God, you turned your back on me, Haystack Sniper, and all of us by not coming up. It's
Dude,
hard to be it's hard to be defined by the letters and the words that you can type into a limited box on a computer that may show up on somebody's screen that somebody may happen to read. That's hard. That's a hard place to be.
I'm gonna make an alt account like Ray Stack Sniper. Remember, I was fake catcher content for a minute.
Was that you? I'm sure that was you. Yeah.
Yeah, that was me. Fake
Yeah.
catcher content. And I didn't know how to find Transformer Elena, so I had to like screenshot your fucking avatar and then try to
Yeah.
crop it. And anybody who knows
Yeah.
me knows I'm not very tech savvy. So
I like Jeff and I like Casey. They're good people. And I think they still are not quite so sure or certain that I've been trolling them forever. But maybe they get it. I don't know. I like him. Jeff was live today. I didn't go on, but was chatting with him and Casey. I got Jeff into some trouble a couple of weeks ago, but I think it's been resolved.
fucking Haystack says FCC played like one of us to be one of them. Dude, I'm screenshotting this. I'm
I mean,
screenshotting this right now.
yeah, I mean, he's not lying, or they are not lying. Um, I've done that before. You dress for the job that you want, not for the job that you have.
Haystack, there's
So,
only 28 people here, and Locksmith is live right now. If you ever wanted to come on a panel, now is the time. Nobody will
yeah,
ever fucking know.
it's a safe space, man. Yeah.
They said they, them, please. Those are the preferred pronouns. We will.
Okay. Yeah.
What do you say, Haystack? You want to hop up? No face required. That would be wild. Watch, like we're sitting here, like he'll never fucking do it. Watch, he just pops up right now.
Or SCO. My dick is too big; it won't fit on a panel. Okay, that's fine. Is SCO Panther? Isn't that one of the Tommy guys or girls?
He's a friendly.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
he's actually still active duty protecting our country. So,
They can
and
come up.
he's
Yeah, they can come up too. Yeah.
yeah, I fuck with SEO. I like that dude.
Hold on one sec.
Of course. Oh, he actually dipped out. Now y'all stuck with me, motherfuckers. Sweet baby Ray by his own damn self. Friendly fire. Nobody comes up. I'll just let y'all go back locksmiths. We got one in the.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
No worries, man.
I'm on my phone, and it's like if you do one thing, it kicks you out. Yeah. Friendly
Actually,
fire was the guy.
SEO is retired, which means he put it in his 20s. So much respect, man.
Yeah, man, for sure. Anybody that does that, yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Kat, just
Sure.
type in locksmith chill, like 3 separate words, and you should see his channel. That's how I find locksmith. Just type in locksmith chill, and you'll be able to find his stream.
Yeah, and just so you know, Kat, Ray and I are here actively trying to undermine and ultimately destroy and crush the Savvy Locksmith panel monopoly. So it's going to happen
No,
slowly.
we
And
just
with
don't support we don't support their relationship, so we are actively boycotting.
That's right.
That's what we're doing. Yeah, somebody
Yeah.
clip that Fred Catcher News, Fred Catcher Drama panel channel. Someone's gonna clip some of what we said, and it's gonna be Ray says
We're
the
fucked. We're
Catholic
fucked.
Church
We're
is
fucked.
the Catholic Church has never been involved in any sex scandals, and
Yeah.
we don't support Locke and Savvy's relationship.
Yeah, you're done.
Oh fuck, you're done, bud. We got the chat logs.
So what ended up happening with it's hard to kind of follow unless you're like in it. But what ended up happening, you had a catch and then you were doing recon and you found the person and you gave them a ride to their place and then you knew where they lived. That's the last I know about what happened with that. So what happened after that?
So Tech and Sammy have been working this guy. It's
Hmm.
this guy who wants to be the father of the kid, and then he's got a girlfriend that's a much older woman who wants to be mama, so they call him Mama and Papa.
Okay.
Uh, then there was a third guy who reached out to the decoy who actually works with Papa. They work together. So I found out where they worked. I went to do recon. I got 100% eyes on one. I'm pretty sure I saw the other, but
Yeah.
it's not a good place for an exposure. So I'm driving around for maybe like 4 or 5 minutes, big facility. And when I leave out the front, I guess they work
Hmm.
from probably like 6 to 2 because it was like 2:04 p.m. I see the Papa Pred just walking in the rain. So I'm like, fuck it, YOLO bitches.
Yeah.
I just said, hey, bub, it's pouring out. Where are you going? He said, oh, I'm just walking home. I said, you need a ride. So when I saw him that, I set my phone up on record, not for YouTube Live, but like a private video. So I got him in the car. I got him to talk about himself, his name, his story. I drove him to his house. I pinned the address for the house. And
He didn't know you were filming?
no, he had, well, allegedly. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe this is
Yeah.
just for entertainment purposes. I may not have
Sure.
been
Yeah.
filming.
Yeah. Sorry.
Uh,
That's right. That's right. There was no filming. Sorry. Carry on.
no,
Sorry.
there was. I did not
You
have sexual relations
something.
with that woman, Miss
Right.
Lewinsky.
Yeah.
So then this is where it gets even really more fucked up. That night, the Papa Pred's buddy that he works with hits up the decoy and says, hey, I also talked to this other little 12-year-old girl. So as soon as we find out there's a number, I'm like, dude, we're calling off the catch. We're calling the number now. We're going to get a hold of the parents. Like, there's a real kid. Like, we need to fucking shut it down now. And
How did you get the number from? I mean, well, you don't have to give me the inner workings, but
oh,
interesting.
they
They
gave it
just
to the
gave it to you.
decoy. They gave it to the
That's
decoy.
wow. Because they're
They
trying to
said,
they're trying to
well,
make a situation happen, right?
yeah, like a little menage a trois.
Fuck, dude.
So when they send the number over there, I'm like, yeah, no, we can't fucking sit on this. We have to expose. We have to alert the parents, like, because there'll be another catch in a week, man. Like, trust me, I want to get the guy, but Kat said these Preds pass numbers.
That's crazy, man. Yeah,
And
it's like their currency. Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck Rod Plum is talking about. Am I canceling? Am I getting canceled? Are we canceling someone?
Think of yourself.
The
The
council.
cancel culture is.
It's in
I
gang
don't know
form. Are we canceling anybody?
if the cancel is next. I don't know. Rod, we're just kidding. I don't know. Anyways, okay, so you found out there's somebody else on the hook. right?
Uh,
Focus. You can do this.
okay, no problem. No, I like Rob Plum.
Yeah.
I'm just okay. So he sends the number there. So we start looking up the number. We can't find it's a legit number. It's got a cell phone carrier, and like we're literally we've exhausted every option. We're like, fuck, we just have to call the number and tell the parents. So
Wow.
Nick is smart enough. Nick has one more option. He's like, you know what? Let me see if it's attached to any cash apps or anything else like that. The fucking decoy is attached to Lioness Pet Patrol.
Okay. Wow.
So now we realize there's another predator hunter out there that we don't even know fucking exists. And
Wow. And these people
yeah,
are fucking with like 2 different decoys from
yeah. So
2 totally separate. Yeah.
I tell Nick and Sammy, I'm like, I'll reach out. So I text her and I was like, hey, what's going on? Is this, I said, we're a fellow protector of children. And she's like, what the fuck? Like, obviously, like what? Because it's the decoy number that she uses.
Right. Right.
So we get her on the phone, and this is where it gets really crazy. Her and Nick and Sammy are working like fucking 6 or 7 of the same people.
Wow.
So as much as that hill that I try to stand on alone in the cold and the wind, this is where like sharing information would really,
Yeah.
this should like the ability to work in a not necessarily together, but like a loose affiliation, like sharing of this kind of shit would go a long way.
So, okay. So has there been any kind of attempt to like expose these people, or are you all just still waiting?
That's the kind of shit that's decoy stuff, and there's a few things that
Okay.
need to happen first. But yeah,
Okay.
we'll.
Nothing's happened yet. Okay. Cool.
No, nothing's
Got
happened
it.
yet because it's not the right. A few more things have to.
Sure. I get it. Yeah. Damn, that's wild, man.
Yeah, the predators are getting careful, man. They really are. They're getting, and that's why I'm glad that a guy like Musa exists, because the people that aren't in it for the arrests and the convictions, like they'll expose the fuck out of these guys who kind of know how to tiptoe around the things to avoid prosecution.
Right. Right. Ugh, but I'm sure it kind of sucks too, because you know where they're at. You're just like, fuck, I just want to go there right now, but you gotta wait. Yeah, you gotta wait.
Yeah. Oh, Kat just said her dude was so fucking careful.
Yeah.
Damn. Rod Plum says there are other ways to get money, like a real. I have a real job, man.
I don't think he's talking about you. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know who he's talking about, man. This is this the first time you've had like a one-on-one conversation on a panel?
I've had one-on-ones with some other people. What first one-on-one with you? Yeah. I've had one-on-ones with, different people. Yeah. Chuckles.
Cat says, "Do you know how hard it is knowing where the dude lives?" And they're like, "Yeah, I know exactly how you feel.
Right.
I literally know. I know exactly how you feel, and it sucks. It sucks a lot, and
You just gotta wait. I mean, yeah.
that's literally what you have to do."
I heard there used to be this really good thing called a job where you could make money and have a family. Okay, I don't know who he's talking to. Um, yeah, I have a job. Where has a job?
There's a song called "Cat Blocked You." See, dude, this is I don't have enough time every day because of work to keep up with all the.
But instead, it's just pull a Joe Biden and pull Obama. And
Fucking Rod. Oh shit!
Know, man. Yeah.
You know what's crazy, man.
There's a lot of people like that. They love to live off the government teat.
One day, FCC, I'm fairly confident you and I will talk offline, and I could give you a little bit more detail. But like my line of work, there's really not much to do. Like over the dead of winter, it's really uninvolved, and I get like fucking depressed with nothing. Like I don't know what to do. Like those were the 2 months where you saw me on panels like all the time. because
Yeah.
I didn't know what the fuck to do with. What's that
Yep.
song? I just don't know what to do with myself.
I don't know that song, man. Are you a
You never heard that
lifeguard?
song?
Are you a lifeguard at the South Carolina shore?
No, I'm not a lifeguard at the South Carolina shore.
Okay, that would
No,
align with things being slow in the winter, but
no. That well, what one day when you re-enter the world of Instagram, or if you ever felt that you
uh,
trusted me enough to chat with me offline, I would have a chat.
yeah,
Chuckles is a
Chuckles.
racist piece of shit who cries when people are mean to her because she
Jesus.
says, "Holy, is that the real cat?" Like cat fucking shows violence,
Yeah, I mean, come on. Chuckles is pretty benign.
dude. What's up with my panels that like nobody ever wants to come up?
I don't know. I mean, the moment you think you're a gatekeeper and you realize you're actually not. Other people hold the power. They hold the keys.
I was
It's
more of a
pretty
fence.
sober.
I
It's
was a
pretty
fence
sobering,
watcher.
dude. Pretty sobering, man.
I never thought I was a gatekeeper.
Yeah, I guarantee you, we're having more fun over here than they're having over at Locke's. What's Locke talking about? His fucking Coleman stove that didn't work this weekend, or his flashlight that went out of batteries on their camping trip? What the fuck, people?
Say hi to Cat, FCC.
Hey, Kat.
Hi, sugar. I'm
Okay,
trying.
there you go.
I'm
You're back. That's great.
Yeah, I'm trying to get this other phone plugged in so I can turn it on and play you a short clip of the Chuckles song because it is fucking hilarious.
You
We've
you made a
actually even
song.
made it into a ringtone. Josh Mundy made a song.
Who's that? Oh, who's it? Is that? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah, got it. Let's hear it.
Yeah, let me
Okay.
give you a little bit of background on that while I'm plugging this phone in and getting it turned on. So we really pushed the freedom of speech thing over on the Show Monday channel, which is Josh's other channel. And
Yep.
we let people troll and you can say whatever you want to say.
Hmm.
Um so there for a little while Josh was he sleeps really weird hours, and so he would come on in the middle of the night. And I had done Chuckles podcast with her one time, and we had become friends. Like we talked all the time or whatever. And I woke up one morning and I actually woke up before my alarm had gone off. It's like 4:45 in the morning, and I have like 5 or 6 like 5-page long text messages from her talking about what a shitty person I am and what a shitty friend I am because I wasn't there to
Ooh.
defend her. And I'm like, defend you from what? I don't even know what you're talking about at this point. And she's like, fuck you. I was like, dude, take your fucking psycho meds and calm your ass down. So I go back and I start looking back through and rewatching the shit. Well, she is on Josh's thing on the chat, and she said something about all black people look alike or something to that extent.
Ooh.
Well, you don't just blurt dumb shit out. She's like, I'm a comedian and I'm just being funny. No, that's not comedy. Racism is not comedy. Shut the fuck up and sit down, you know? But I pretty much had told her that day that she sent me all those shitty ass messages. I was like, look, don't come at me sideways because I'm not the one. First off. Second off, don't dig yourself a hole and expect me to pull you out of it because that's not what I'm here for. I'm not doing it. Well, then I had told you I didn't block her.
Hey,
She had
Kat. When
said
when was this in general? Like
just a couple
how
months
long?
ago, like a
Okay.
month and a half
Okay.
ago, 2 months ago.
Got
Um,
it.
I had told Josh, fuck her, and I was being nice and I didn't say anything at all. I just pretended like she wasn't even there. And so it went on a little bit further, and she came in there one morning and said something to the fact or to the extent of, thanks for pointing out my, what did she call it? What, damn it. What did she call it? Not or her handicap. Thanks for pointing out her handicap. The fact that she can't see people's faces clearly was the only reason she said all black people look alike. I said, you better go back and rewatch and re-listen to. No, your ass was being racist. And whenever everybody jumped on your ass, you came crying for help. And
Yeah.
that's not how shit works. Don't dish it out if you can't take it. Okay. And so
Yeah.
I kind of went off on
That.
her.
She's trying to come back with even more comedy, being like, "Oh, I have bad eyesight. I can't see people's." I mean, that's just like You've already tried
Right. And
comedy.
she
It's
tried
not
to
helping
say,
you.
she
You're
tried to,
digging yourself in.
right. And she tried to say that it was a handicap or whatever she said, whatever word. That wasn't the word she used, but whatever. And I was like, you know what? I'm fucking done. I'm done. She would come in there every single morning and like kill the good vibe of my happy place. And I had had enough, so I fucking blocked her ass. Well, when
Yeah.
I blocked her ass, just a couple of days before that, actually, um, Josh she pissed him off, like pissed
I
him
heard
off.
about that. I heard
And
from him, I
he
think.
he
Yeah.
picked up his computer and turned it around and was like, "You see the door? There's the fucking door. Just go on and leave," or whatever all he said. And then the next day she ended up getting blocked. Well, then he wrote this song. Hold on one second. I've almost got YouTube
Oh
open on
God.
the other
Okay.
phone.
Yeah.
Dap
It's
gonna
hilarious.
find you.
This is good.
Dap
This is good
gonna get
content.
you.
This is what I'm
Dap
here for.
gonna find you. Dap
Yep.
gonna get you.
Get you.
Let's
Yep.
see. It's on mine. Hold on. Not,
I don't wanna worry.
catch a creep.
I
Catch
don't
a
wanna
creep.
worry.
Okay, I'm hoping
I just
that
caught a creep
y'all
while I was
can
creeping. I just caught a creep
hear.
while I was
That's my
creeping.
favorite. Yes, that is my favorite.
That is the darkest shit. I love it.
Okay, I hope that you can hear. Tell me if y'all can hear this. Hold on, I have to start the.
Dude, Rami's theme song is actually a remix called Catch Like an Egyptian.
Can y'all hear that?
No, can't. Try it
No?
again.
Oh, hold on.
For all the good times
Okay. Yeah.
and all the bad times we shared with Chuckles. Chuckles, I remember when you said, I remember when you said all black people look the same.
Oh shit.
You got mad at Cat. You took it out on me. But I forgave you.
It's kind of a jam, too.
But you just couldn't come back the same. Couldn't come back the same. Over for you. It's over for you. Can't come back again. Can't want you. Can't want you. You can't come back again.
Dude, my
Can't
wife and I are
come
definitely
back
going to conceive a
again.
child tonight listening to that song.
You really can't come back again.
He said I kicked her out into the streets of YouTube. It's fucking hilarious.
Freedom of speech, but not freedom of the consequence. And can't want you. Can't want you. Can't want you. She gave you good scratch. Kicked you out in the streets of YouTube. Kicked you out
Wow.
in the streets of
It's a ringtone also, if anybody would like it. We've got the ringtone for Android and iPhone.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, the background is always very helpful. Yeah, it's interesting. Like in this community, there's a lot of like subtle and not so subtle racism and sexism and ableism and other isms that and there's a certain part of it where you're like, okay, a little joke here and there, but some of it's just like you meant that shit.
Well,
You actually mean that or yeah, I mean that's kind of where, I draw the line, I'm like, fuck that.
a joke is a joke, and you know what? I have some dark, twisted ass humor, and I can be right there on the verge of crossing the line sometimes with my
Hmm.
jokes, and I think that I'm funny, but I have a mixed kid,
Hmm.
and I mean, yeah, granted, he's not mixed black, but that doesn't matter. He's not white, you know?
Is he North
Right.
Korean?
Yeah. Well, he prefers South Korea, but it's fine.
Scandinavian.
But no, I took the most offense because I have a black kitty, and he took offense to that. And you can't be pissing off Pete, and you can't be racist to the blacks. That's just how that is.
Yeah.
So
No, this community I'm not a white person. If maybe you haven't figured that out yet, but I'm not white.
you know what? It doesn't even matter to me because that's not what I base anything off of. But no, I
Yeah,
didn't know
but I
that. But
mean, as a person of color, though, I do like me, there's so many times where I'm just like, oh, I can't fucking deal with this shit. I got to pop out of a chat or whatever, because sometimes it's just like it's rampant and people don't know because nobody's calling attention to it. So I'm glad that you're calling attention to it. In some way, I think more people do. Again, I don't think the space needs to be like full on, like you can't say anything anymore. But I'm like, some of the
Right.
shit that people say is just like straight up. On a good day, it's ignorant, and on a bad day, it's straight up fucking racist.
Right. And
Sorry
like
that your fucking
Frogger
granddaddy
said,
raised you that way.
my best friend is Jewish. She's from Israel. She's like
Yeah.
wholeheartedly grew up Jewish. Well, supposedly the story is with Chuckles is that she did a DNA test, and the DNA test is what told her that she was Jewish.
Mhm.
How
And
can
I'm
a
sorry.
DNA test tell you that you're a religion?
Right.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Right.
It can only tell you like where you're from, right? Like
So
not what you
is
are.
that and which I called Yarden on it. I called my friend Yarden and I was like,
Yeah, it's not
okay,
going to tell you that you're Jewish. It's going to say you
let
have
me
roots around the fucking Dead Sea or around the
right.
Eastern
Well,
Mediterranean.
and I asked Yarden, I was like, okay, so if somebody claims that they're Jewish, but they have zero Judaism background, she said that's the same thing as like the blackface thing. She's
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
She said, I am from Israel and I take great offense to that. Well,
Yeah.
that I didn't actually end up talking to her about that until after all of this, and I had blocked her on the DAP page or whatever. And of course she did typical Chuckles thing and went and did another account and came right back and
Oh my God.
and she got blocked on it too. So but yeah, I mean, I had just had enough. I had had enough of the negative. I had had enough of the shitty. I'd had enough of the racism. I had had enough of her shit. So, yeah, blocked you.
There you go. There it is.
Yeah. And better watch out. I'll end up with a wrench over here and I'll block a motherfucker too.
I try to let people figure things out amongst themselves. It's just kind of my way.
Oh, I do too. And I let her ride. No, dude. I let her ride for months after she had crossed the line. Months.
We're in bed.
Yeah.
Hey, Kat, say, honey, say hi to Kat. She's
Yeah.
Who is
say
it?
hi to Kat.
Hi.
Hello.
How are
I'm
you?
not sure. I'm good.
That's my
How are
wife.
you? Who are you? Oh, hello, wifey.
I'm Ray's wife. Wifey.
Nice to meet you.
Good
Nice to meet
evening.
you too. Good evening.
Go ahead, baby.
This is Ray's boyfriend, FCC. Good to meet you.
Good. I'm happy that he's expanded his horizons.
Meet your third wheel.
Love her reels.
Funny.
Oh boy, there we go. That's a sound bite.
Exactly. You're done, dude. By tomorrow morning.
Dude, I'm gonna
You're
be
only gonna have 2 subscriptions and it's gonna be over with.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be bagging groceries with Chris LaRoche and Todd.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Shit, don't knock it too hard. Working at the grocery store was one of the funnest jobs I've ever had.
Hey, hush, puppy.
We ate
Yeah,
well when we all
you
worked
like
at
it.
the grocery store.
Yeah, you get to meet all kinds of people, and never a dull moment.
Yeah, and I worked right around the corner from TCU, and the drunks in the middle of the night were the best.
Oh my God.
You mean Texas Christians get drunk?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Yeah,
No,
they do a lot of other non-Christian things too.
the Texas Christians is the parents pushing their money into the college. Their children are not so Christian like.
They like to think they are.
What kind of brown are you, FCC?
Brown. I'm pretty brown. I'm like, at the right time of the year, I'm darker than a lot of black people. What else would you like to know?
I'm so pasty white a spray on tan doesn't even change my color.
Yeah.
Are you Honduran, Guatemalan, Mexican, Dominican, Nicaraguan, Costa Rican, Brazilian, Argentinian, Chilean, Venezuelan, Colombian? What are you?
My family, I'm a third generation Falkland Islander.
So,
Nice.
What
You're
is
that pretty
is that?
brown
For
like
the
my
Falkland
boy.
Islands. The Falkland Islands. No, Mexican American.
For a minute there, I felt really embarrassed because I'm trying to think like anything I know about the Falkland Islands, and I had nothing.
Yeah, exactly. It's a pretty random thing. No, Mexican American. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
My
So
son's half
are you a
Portuguese.
Chicano?
That is how I identify. Yes. I
Are you?
didn't, trying to adjust my language for the crowd. Yeah.
Do you ever get offended by my ill-fated attempts at speaking Spanish?
No, I think it's cute. I think it's fine. Yeah.
He's
We
so
try.
cute.
Yeah.
My son's half Portuguese, and when he fills out papers and stuff at school, he's like, "Do I put on there that I'm Spanish?" And I said, "Well, I mean, if you want to, you put whatever on there." And he's like, "What if they try to speak Spanish to me?" I'm like, "Shut up." Nobody's gonna try to speak Spanish to you because they can tell your little retarded ass doesn't speak Spanish. I promise.
You you don't think I speak decent for a white guy, FCC?
No, your Spanish is good. No, you got. I
Oh,
mean,
okay.
you have like. I mean, you grew up in Brooklyn, right? You got
Yeah.
that like. You got that like that Dominicano, Cubano, Boricua Spanish going on,
He's got
which is
accent
very
Spanish.
different than like Mexican American Spanish. But that's just the product of that environment. You got the Spanish people, Latinos from the Caribbean, and from certain parts of Latino America, which is very different. I mean, you go to Cuba and like I don't even understand what they're saying. Right? It's crazy. It's like the same language, but the dialect and the cadence of it and the enunciation
What
is so different.
what part of the country are you in, FCC?
Me, I'm in California, Southern California.
In California?
Yeah.
Okay, so like if you meet somebody from out there, or you meet somebody from, let's say, Texas, or from New York, in the Spanish language, is the accent different, or is it the words that they use that are different?
Both. For sure, it's both. It's not an and
Okay,
or. It's an and. Yeah. I mean, I have family from. I mean, my family's actually originally from Texas.
me too.
Going back to before when Texas was part of Mexico. So we didn't cross the border. The border crossed us, bitches. And so, but it's definitely the style. Like Texas has its own like fucking country style of Texas Spanish. And then like again, when you go into like Florida or the Northeast, it's different.
Well, and see, my best friend growing up was Cuban, and
Yep.
then of course my dad lived over in the south side of Fort Worth, which is like Little Mexico. And
Yep.
Marcus would always tell me, I can understand what they're saying, but if I talk back to them, it's not the same.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very different. Very different.
And I'm like, okay, well, if you can understand what they're saying, and when you talk back to them, it's not the same, but they can understand you, aren't y'all communicating? He's like, no, it makes the words all jumbled up, and it's not, it's like
Yeah, it's almost like a
speaking a
foreign
sentence out
language.
of order.
It's
Yeah.
almost like a foreign language within the same language. You're speaking the same language, but they're just so different. You go into like Central America, mainly like parts of Guatemala, Honduras, where you have a very high concentration of indigenous people, and their Spanish. I mean, they speak Spanish, but they also speak like Mayan. But then their Spanish is like sounds kind of like Mayan, and so that's very different. The languages that we speak, the labels that we identify with, they're all essentially artificial, right?
Yeah.
We come from cultures and we come from lineages. The label of the country or the label of our language is just a product of history and wars and colonization and all that stuff. So at the
I
end of the
love
day,
learning
we're all
about
human
other
beings.
cultures and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so do I. Yeah, I
Like,
What?
try to learn. I try to learn as much as I can about white people every day. It's my
we're all
lifelong
fucking
mission.
idiots.
Nah, come on.
It's some white people shit. Don't do it.
Hey, you're welcome for mayonnaise, bitches.
Yuck. Miracle Whip all the way.
Merca,
Cat. One of my
Merca.
I think it was like my third cat. The guy talked English on the phone spoke English the whole time on the phone. And when he showed up, he's like,
No sé
You know,
nada.
lo siento, pero no se habla inglés. And on the live, I was like, no problema este momento. Yo tengo comprensión suficiente para nuestra, and the whole chat went fucking bananas that I was roasted, like ripping the guy in Spanish.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
No, you grow up and you hang out in the right neighborhoods, so the wrong neighborhoods in New York City and any of the boroughs, and you're going to learn Spanish.
Well, I grew up with predominantly mostly Mexican friends, and all of them told me quit fucking trying because I do good enough butchering the English language to leave their language out of it.
I
Where
dated a
are
girl
you?
from Colombia for a long time, FCC.
Oh yeah, there you go.
So that's like when you said the Colombian Cubano shit, that's probably where I learned it from.
Yeah, yeah. I've never been to Colombia. I'd like to go someday.
Me
Seems
too.
like a
She
beautiful
she was
country.
from Cucuta.
Is that next to Cocota?
No, it's like close to Norte de Santander.
Okay, so like out is
It's
that out in the country, like the mountains?
yeah, it's a little rural town.
Yeah.
She was. Do you know what an au pair is?
A what?
Au pair.
An au pair? Yeah,
Yeah,
I use the French enunciation of it, au pair, but yeah, it's fine.
yeah. She was a glorified nanny.
Yep. She was a nanny, but she got the au pair wages.
Au pairs are almost like fucking exploited, to be honest with you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they like the agencies take a bunch of the money and they basically get housing and like $100 a week for an allowance. It's kind of fucked.
Yeah, there and it's a variation of human trafficking, essentially, all over
Wow.
the world.
Actually,
I
some of
mean,
the human trafficking for sex
not for
comes
like
from au pair
sexual.
agencies.
Yeah, yeah. Well, there you go. Okay, you said it, not me. Yeah, but yeah, it's true, man.
So let me ask this question because this was an interesting question that me and the kids came up with the other day when we were talking about all the shit hitting the fan.
Yeah,
If,
Donald Trump.
let's say the shit does hit the fan and that you could pick another country to move to, where would you go?
I'm like about 20 minutes from the border, so I'd go to Mexico.
I'd go to Florida.
Yeah, you know what? I might go to Florida. Florida is definitely another country. I probably. I mean, you're asking a serious question. I think we're kind of. I mean, I'm trying to be serious.
No, I mean you
I
can
wouldn't go. I
make
don't
fun of
think I
it
would
too.
go
That's
anywhere. No, I don't think I would go anywhere like overseas. I think I would stay close to home. I would go to Mexico probably. I mean,
I would,
I've traveled around a bit, but
Costa
I'd
Rica
like to stay
100.
close. Okay, never been there.
It's like one of the biggest communities of expats in the world.
Yeah, where would you go?
where would I go?
Yeah,
I said Italy, but I mean it would be one of those things where I would want to like sit down and really research like what it would take to be able to get there and have a life that I could survive on, like make enough money. I would want to know how their government or whatever they have works and what I mean. Am I going to go get a job and yeah, be making $50 an hour, but they take 70% of my check, or I want to
yeah,
know those things before I made a final decision. But
That's the country that FCC lived in.
yeah,
I mean,
I want to travel a lot. I haven't done. I've only been to Cancun internationally, and that's not even really internationally. It's still touching us, but like that's
yeah,
the only place out of the U.S. that I've been, and like I want, dude. Yeah, let me hit the lottery. Shit.
yeah. Italy's a great place. Yep. But it's interesting. I mean, we live in the U.S. for better for worse, and it's easy. It's like the grass is always greener on the other side, and that's what we believe in. That's what our brains tell us to believe. But in reality, like so many of those European countries, Italy included, I mean, they'll have an election every 6 years, and they'll elect a straight up fascist president, right? It can happen in France, it can happen, in the UK, it can happen in Germany, it can happen in Italy or Spain. They don't have these like middle of the road kind of like centrist. Even though we think we're polarized, we're really not politically. But over in Europe, they have like far right or far left governments, you know, like hardcore labor or like hardcore anti-labor, you know, basically fascist, you know, governments that run their countries. And so similar to like Brazil just had that too, right? At a far right. Now you're going to go far left. This is something that's relatively new for us here. But I don't think, and Mexico just sucks in general. I would just go there because I love the food. That's where my people are from. But the politics absolutely suck, and it's corrupt as hell. Christina will tell you that all day long. But yeah, it's a good question. Thought provoking.
Yeah, and we were talking about like, well, what the scenario was if we were going to get nuked. Let's say that we had like a warning that they were going to end up in like some sort of chemical warfare. Where would our ideal destination be to get out of it? You know.
I would fight with the Wolverines, full on Red Dawn.
Fuck, dude. As soon as you said that, I was thinking Wolverines.
I'm staying. I'm not going anywhere.
We're going full Wolf of Wall Street, bro. We're not fucking leaving.
Give me some Patrick Swayze and some fucking whoever else was in that movie.
They did a remake with Chris Hemsworth.
Kat, have you seen that movie, the original one?
Of what?
Red Dawn.
Yes.
The original
it's
one.
Been a minute, but yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking great. That you watch that
Yeah.
movie, it'll make you feel proud to be an American. You know, don't care where you're from.
Well, okay, and this is a fun conversation with y'all because y'all are really digging into it. If we were gonna get hit with a nuke, would you want the nuke to take you out, or would you try to survive it?
Oh God. Oh, I mean,
I think that I'm physically strong enough and I'm charismatic enough. I could start my own cult. So I would want to survive, and I would start. I would be like Rick. I would be the governor from The Walking Dead.
I thought you were gonna say you're strong enough and charismatic enough to like redirect, you know, nuclear missile. I'm glad you didn't go there, Ray. That's too much. I don't know. It depends. I wouldn't want to be sick. You know, if I wasn't like in direct contact of fallout and radiation, maybe. But
Right,
it also
and
depends
that's
on your
what.
family and stuff. It's like sometimes you're better off just fucking put me at ground zero, you know, and take me away.
Who is Rod talking to?
I don't know.
Oh, are you uptight over me talking shit about Chuckles? I ain't said nothing about her that I won't tell her to her face or hadn't told her already. So if that's what your panties are in a bunch about, just pull them back out of your ass, buddy. It's okay. You're not the first one who's mad at me about it either. Text her real quick and tell her I'm on here. She can come right on up here.
Yeah, text her.
You need her phone number? I can tell you her phone number.
This is a safe space, and let's fucking get ready to rumble.
I don't have a wrench over here. I can't block her over here. So tell her come on up here.
I think Rod, I think you're about 15 minutes behind on the chat.
That does happen, and that's sometimes it's kind of weird. You're right? Yeah.
Yeah, like
you're free.
We've stopped talking about Chuckles. We're talking about global thermonuclear war.
Yeah, and a Jewish person can be racist. She's not fucking Jewish. So there's that.
Who said a Jewish person
We
can't
had
be
a
racist?
calendar when I lived in Charlotte, and we were in. They have a meltdown. That is that, and that's what we were talking about. Like, if we tried to survive it, let's say that we did get to some sort of bunker type situation where we could survive it. Mm-hmm. First off, we've got to figure out where can we even grow food after that. You know, like where. What is not contaminated, and how do you tell those things? I mean, if you're like the only group of you left, you know, how do you?
They have a seed storage facility at the CPP Ranch.
Yeah, it's funny.
Like it's like Noah's Ark. Yeah, they also have a collection of over 98% of human and plant animal life stored in their facilities, so we can like reproduce pretty much anything. We just need the keys to the ranch.
We dug out the getaway bags, the get ready bags, and I started digging through my daughter's bag and I pulled out pot seeds. I was like, y'all really have pot seeds in your fucking bug out bag? She was like,
Oh,
yeah. I was like, well, I mean, it makes sense.
Yep.
So,
Fucking, you gotta take your medicine with you, right?
Rod, little do you know that I happen to have an entire half of my family who is Native American Indian. And you don't need to call names. Nobody's calling names. Nobody's talking shit to you. So, I mean, really pull your thumb out of your ass. Why don't you catch up in the chat so it even makes sense to you? Because you're a ways back, buddy.
Yeah. I'm not
Rod's
Native
usually a
American,
pretty peaceful guy.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
oh,
I say anything about Chuckles and they all get their panties in a bunch. So,
I mean, Chuckles literally had like merch made with a quote that I said, and I
Well,
also, it doesn't mean I won't like talk shit about. I mean, it's like, I'm not gonna talk shit, but I'll be honest about people. Fuck.
that's
Rod Plum, you're wrong there, bud. Mexicans are hella racist against light-skinned Mexicans. They're racist against dark-skinned Mexicans, and too many Mexicans are racist against black people. So, yeah.
I know more racist people of color than I do white people that are racist. And I came from a town that at one point in time was pretty much overran with Klansmen. And my family had founded the town and then they pretty much ran everybody out of town because of that. Like,
Yeah.
I come from a long history of racism. My family is of every color now. And I mean, I don't know why his panties are in such a bunch, but somebody get him some fucking hemorrhoid cream or something. He's gonna have a come apart.
I always thought there was a value to things like the Klan or skinheads, where at least you know what they are, you know what they're thinking, as opposed to like not knowing about your neighbor who might be a racist, but they don't really show it. I'm like, just show it, just tell me, so I can know where you are.
I don't hate
Adjust my
anybody.
activities.
I don't hate anybody until I have a reason to hate them. And believe me, somebody's skin color is the absolute last reason I could have to hate somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, when all of the Black Lives Matter and stuff was going on, I had some people that I considered very dear friends to me that I grew up with showed their true racist self, and they're all black.
Yeah.
And I did nothing. And I was told what a racist piece of shit I was. And I'm like, I have a brown kid. Explain this to me. I mean, I didn't get to choose to be white. I mean, believe me, if I could have picked it, I would have picked some gorgeous brown tan where I could at least get some sort of color to me instead of being translucently pale, I mean,
yeah, you're
believe
compromised.
me.
Yeah.
Here's when I used to do stand up FCC. You know what crowd I never had an issue with?
Which crowd?
All black crowds are the best fucking crowds, bro.
Yeah. Yep.
Bro, you can go so hard in the paint, like you can go deep and not have to worry about it. But like white women who drive Audi SUVs, you have to like tiptoe through the tulips to see how far you can push something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think some of the best comedians that we've had are black people, mainly black men.
Excuse me, sir. You need to look up a woman by the name of Miss Pat. She's in my top 5 in the world.
I fucking
Really?
love Miss
Okay.
Pat, dude. I actually binged her whole entire freaking podcast from episode 1 to like episode 400. I listened to all of it straight through. If we were in the car, we were listening to Miss Pat. Dude,
Miss
she's
Pat.
amazing.
Okay. I'm gonna check it out. Is she new? Is she like?
No,
current?
no. She's been around for a while. Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
she's been around for quite a while. Yeah,
Imagine
she is hilarious.
if Roseanne Barr
was black.
Well, yeah, pretty much.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's got
I can
like
imagine that.
maternal instinct coming out the fucking. Her son's name is Junebug, and she tells stories about like she's incredible. Like her and Joan Rivers are my two favorite female comedians ever.
I actually paid for BET Plus so that I could watch the Miss Pat show. Yeah, she's great.
My dad did. I
love
got
me
to be
some
careful
Josh
not to
Blue
dox
too.
anything, but do you know who Patrice O'Neill is? FCC?
Yes, I do.
Yep.
He's so my Mount Rushmore: Patrice, George Carlin, Dave Chappelle, Miss Pat, and then depending on how I'm feeling in the week, it's either Rodney Dangerfield, Bill Burr, or I don't know, maybe Kevin. Not Kevin. Not Kevin Hart. Richard Pryor.
Tom Segura.
There you go, Richard Pryor. You just saved yourself. There you go.
Dude, he's been dead for so long, like, and it's weird. Richard Pryor doesn't really get mentioned nearly as much as he should.
Right.
Cat Williams is good too. Yeah, Kurt. Cat Williams is
Yeah,
good.
Cat's good too.
I told you right now, this brother said that a Chrysler 300 looks like a Bentley. A Bentley looks like a Bentley.
You know, Cat Williams had this thing a while ago where he went off on some like Latino guy, Mexican guy at some show in like Arizona or somewhere, right? And it went viral. And I was like, this is what comedians do. Like Latino comedians go off on black people, white comedians go off on Asians, Asian comedians go off. I'm like, it's comedy. And if you're going to step into that arena, you got to be ready for it, you know, and you got to be
You gotta
open
have
to it
thick
because
skin. Yeah.
yeah, because comedians are, I mean, really good comedians, the kinds that we're talking about, they form and shape our culture that is yet to come. They create the boundaries and they push the boundaries for what is permissible and also what's not permissible. They're the ones on the forefront, and they actually serve a very like utilitarian purpose in our society. You know, a lot of people just think they're just like being stupid and funny, and they are, but really good comedy is actually at the vanguard of you know our ever changing dynamic culture that you know we have here in the U.S. and abroad. I'm all for
Are
it.
you FCC? Are you familiar with Josh Wolf?
Josh Wolf
Yeah.
sounds very familiar.
He was on Chelsea Lately for a long time too. He is hilarious. He's a good friend of mine. Yeah, he's awesome. You should check him out if you're into comedy stuff.
Okay.
I love comedy.
Yep.
I was
I
actually on a live with his son earlier today.
I performed quite a bit for a long time, Kat.
That's awesome. I would love to get on the stage.
Then do
I
it.
have some really good jokes. I don't know how to write them out.
You
I
don't
know
really
how to
write them out.
them.
So you don't really write.
Well,
You
and
come up with a premise and you find the punchline on stage by doing it 100 times.
yeah. And that's exactly what Josh keeps telling me. I just need to get my ass up there and do it, you know?
Yeah. And there's comics that, like, guys that I worked with back in the early 2000s, they didn't really perform, but they had a set where if I worked with them for 3 days in a row, they wouldn't even deviate from a word.
Yeah.
Like it was so
thing
fucking
over and over
regimented.
again. Yeah.
And see, and that's I don't want it to be, because I mean, and with comedy, it's kind of the same as like reading a pred. You have to read the room and see what approach on how you tell whatever it is that you're going to tell, you know? So, I mean,
you know, he's probably less of a comedian, but he's more of a storyteller. Joey Diaz. You know?
see, okay, so Josh Wolf grew up with Joey Diaz. Joey Diaz used to actually babysit his kids whenever Josh would have shows and stuff. Yeah, Uncle Joey.
I like Joey Diaz. Uncle Joey.
Joey's been on a lot of lives with us on YouTube and stuff. Yeah, he's amazing.
He's something else.
Trust. I'm
like,
sorry. What when?
Put him in the Smithsonian or something. He's like an American.
Yes, treasure. Joey is one of my. Joey would definitely be in my Mount Rushmore for sure.
Yep.
I
Are you
saw
talking
Joey
about
and
when I went to Arkansas, girl?
Fucking cocksuckers.
I saw Joey in Greenville, South Carolina, about 5 months ago.
Really?
If
It
you
was
if you
it was
want,
him, Jay Okerson, Bert Kreischer, Mark Norman, Shane Gillis, Nikki Glazier. It was the Bert Kreischer
Fuck, man. The
Birdie Boy tour.
Tourism tour? Wow. That's
I will tell
crazy. I
you, if
remember
you
Joey
want,
talking about that.
Joey did his whole story on the Honeydew with who does the Honeydew podcast?
I don't know his
Oh, I
name. I
can
know the
hear it. Ron
podcast.
Sickler. Ron Sickler.
Isn't it the
Yes.
guy from Impractical Jokers?
No, Ron Sickler. He's got that real obnoxious loud laugh. He's so funny. I love him. But on the Honeydew, and it's over a matter of a few months. You have to search the Honeydew podcast with Joey Diaz, and you have to kind of put them in order. But like Joey told his whole story on there, and it was great. It was so good.
Joey Diaz has Ari Shafir does this thing called This Isn't Happening on Comedy Central. Have you ever seen it?
I haven't.
So it's comics telling true stories, and Joey Diaz does one on friendship. I won't spoil it, but it's 15 minutes, and you need to watch it.
Shoot me a message with how I
You
find
Check
it.
it out.
you'll fucking cry. Like, he's an emotional man.
Yes, he is. He very much is. He's actually had me crying on listening to the Honeydew and stuff. I mean, and that man's been through it, dude. He has been through it.
Did he
Oh,
talk
Yeah,
about
It was great.
Did he talk about his mom's friend, the coke dealer?
Yes.
That's
He tells the whole stories. Yeah.
We got some shout outs
It's
in the chat for Ralphie May. We got a shout out for Robin Williams. Shout out for Eddie Murphy, George Kinnison. There you go.
who the fuck is George Kinnison?
There you go.
Sam Kinnison.
Sam Kinnison, that's right. They wrote George Kinnison, Sam Kinnison, yeah. My
I'm not seeing that.
I was talking about comedy with my father the other day, and he said, "Yeah, one time I was in Las Vegas with your mom, and they were walking down the strip, and these people would give like a free pass to a comedy show, and so we walked into some comedy show on the strip, probably in the '80s, and he's like, yeah, we just walked in this comedy club, and this guy was there, and he was just fucking screaming, going crazy. He's like, it was Sam Kinison. I was like, you saw Sam Kinison in Vegas? Classic.
I got to see my dad perform at the Comedy Store when I was like 15 in the late 90s.
Oh, I want to go to the Comedy Store so bad.
In LA or where?
In LA, yeah. He was out there filming. He had a small role in a Val Kilmer movie called The Saint. So probably 97, 98.
Damn.
Yeah. My dad was a comic.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So yeah, I had a pretty cool experience getting to go to the Comedy Store that young. Pauly Shore's mom owned that place.
Yeah,
Right.
I knew that. I did know that.
Mitzi, right? Mitzi Shore.
Mitzi. Andrew Dice Clay. Here's a fun thing for you. Andrew Dice Clay's real name is Andrew Cohensberg, and he's Jewish.
Yeah, I remember when his shit first came out. That was fucking next level. It blew everything away. His first special,
How great would it be to see Joey Diaz catch a pedophile?
Oh my gosh.
Him and Miss Pat together.
Oh, that would be epic. I would like to see Miss Pat catch a pedophile. I'd pay to see that. She probably just fuck him up. I mean, she's ruthless, dude. You got to check her out. She's amazing. I mean, I have laughed so hard listening to her shit. I've had to pull the car over and breathe for a minute because I was laughing so hard I couldn't even see.
Yeah, when you're laughing so hard, your eyes are like, you guys like just drenched
Just
in like
crying,
tears.
laughing. Yes. That's Miss Pat does that to me. That woman is hilarious.
Gotta check that out.
I was about to say I feel bad for being live when Locke is, but he has 4 times my viewers, so I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't think we're putting a dent in Locksmith's channel.
I'm getting that, buddy.
Cat eyes at a chat. Cat eyes on a cat would just chase him with a wooden spoon.
I'm going up there to see her, and we're gonna go get one.
I will.
Yeah.
There's too many white men are catching. We need to put an end to this.
Are you just gonna have your dinner on the kitchen counter like you own this motherfucker? You need to start paying some bills.
Who are you talking to?
My cat.
Oh, I was like, wow, you poor.
I was trying
like,
to give them their dinner, and like she's just on the kitchen counter. I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
It was like your poor
yeah,
son.
Of course I'm gonna eat on the table.
That motherfucker needs to get a job and start paying some bills too.
No. They're fucking straight squatters. I have 3 squatters living in my house. They demand
there's a whole
food,
herd of them
multiple
here.
times a day. Yeah, they're crazy.
Yeah,
Like,
they
what are you
scream
doing?
like, yeah.
They'll start if you try to walk away, they'll try and herd you back to the kitchen, or they'll trip you. It's crazy.
Well, see, my poor Pete kitty. That's who I was talking about earlier. He's got like kitty muscular dystrophy or some shit coming on, and like having some issues. And so all he does is pretty much just hangs out in my room most of the time now. But when he gets hungry, he comes in there and like hobbles his ass in there and tries to do his little leg loving shit. And so when he does, I have to be a sucker and feed him
You
some more.
have to feed him. Yeah. Come on, that would be cruelty. The animals
like
feed him.
my poor little retarded kitty. Come here.
Yeah, he's like, I'm making my legs work. Come on, give me something.
Yeah, we've talked about if we're gonna build him a wheelchair or what we're gonna do.
Get him a little wheeler. Yeah, something.
Yeah.
Am I echoing?
Somebody is.
It's probably my headphones. I'll get down then because I don't
can
hear
you
it.
just push mute for a second, Cat?
Okay, hold on.
Is that better now, FCC?
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was me.
All right.
You can come back, Cat.
Let me see. Y'all say something.
Now I said something. That's much better.
Well, I turned my headphones off, but y'all are just like super quiet to me now. I don't know why StreamYard and this is not the first phone it's done it to me on. When I get on StreamYard, it sounds like y'all are like real quiet.
Do you have an Android or an iPhone?
Android.
So click the volume up, but then go to the multiple volumes, and because it's not your phone volume, it's the media volume.
Oh, they're all up.
Oh.
Oh yeah, believe me.
Just more male privilege.
I've actually taken my phone in and told them fix this because when I'm on StreamYard and they're like, there's nothing wrong with it.
One of these days, I always call it Yard Stream for some reason.
I think it's hilarious.
Oh, you've heard me do that?
Every time you do it.
Yard Stream.
That's
Hey y'all, I hopped on here very quickly. I was in the middle of making dinner.
All right, get the fuck out of here.
I made dinner, and my family, we all ate dinner. But I got to clean up because all the shit's in the kitchen right now. So,
say goodnight to your wife and my kids.
I will. Yeah, I will. They got those nice hairlines.
It was nice to meet you, dude.
Yeah. Hey, nice to meet you too, Kat. Very nice chatting. And we'll see you around. Ray, thanks for having me up, and it's nice chatting. Check your IG. We got some really important behind the scenes shit coming in.
You just make an IG.
I'm going to, man. It's just I like trolling every now and again about it.
Pictures of your poop are not important behind the scenes shit.
Okay.
No, instead of Twitter, I started one called Shitter, and we just send each other pictures of logs.
There you go. Let's see who's here. Yeah, Kurt. Trust no one. Who else is here? Frogger. This is what people should do before they leave. You go through the chat and you say Wolfpack. You say Cat Eyes, SEO Panther, Rod Plum. Everybody in the chat, have a good evening. That's what you do. This is common courtesy. It's called etiquette, motherfuckers. And yeah, thanks for having me. We'll be in touch soon.
All right, I'm gonna turn into. That's your last words. Now,
All right,
hey, what's the shape of Italy, FCC?
a boot.
See what I did there, Cat? Just booted his ass. All right, that was fun, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to me. If you clamor for more pred catching community drama and content, probably everything related to Thousand Island dressing, predator catchers out of the state of Colorado, go-karts, ball gags, crowdsourcing funds for cocaine. Did I miss anything? I'm trying to think. What else? Great grandmothers. I'm pretty sure we covered it all. And so the end is near, and now we face the final curtain. Good night, trust no one. Always fun. We were a small bunch, but it was a fun bunch tonight. I thank you guys for spending it with us, and hopefully we'll do something else fun and friendly in the future. Until then, be good or be good at it. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Roll that beautiful bean footage.